Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are LA.
Coming out of spring training, Mike Scioscia said Garrett Richards threw the ball better than anyone on the Angels staff. Called upon early in the season, he struggled in the starting role with an ERA over 5. But since replacing Joe Blanton in the starting rotation on July 27th, he's posted an ERA of 2.42 in 4 starts, including a complete game gem against the Yankees the last time out. Tonight, he takes the hill, hoping to halt a 5-game home losing streak for the Halos, the Angels, and the Astros. It's Game 2 on 60's Flashback Night at the Big A, next. The Halos kicked off their 6-game homestand last night. They ended up dropping Game 1 to the Houston Astros. And tonight on Flashback Weekend 60s edition, it is Game 2. Hi, everybody, from inside the Big N, alongside my broadcast partner, Mark Gubas. I'm Victor Rojas. So glad you could join us for Angels baseball once again here on Fox Sports West. And, well, last night the Angels pitching staff struggled, especially on the bullpen side of things. Tonight they get to see the youngster once again, Garrett Richards, who seems to have kind of embraced that whole starting rotation thing.
Yeah, Victor, he's throwing the ball so well in his 4 starts since coming back into the rotation. And in the 4 opponents he has faced, very difficult offenses. The reality is he's attacking the strike zone with a very good fastball. When he lives downstairs around the knees, 94, 97 with tremendous movement. But I think the biggest reason why the improvement is shown is his repeating of his mechanics on his breaking ball. His slider has been devastating at times, even going back-to-back sliders. Even an occasional curveball and changeup has been solid for him. But above all, he has that look that he wants to attack the hitters and get them out, and doesn't care who's at the plate. He's going to make his pitch and get them out.
Yeah, the pitchers kind of got to do what they got to do. The offense needs to figure out Dallas Keuchel because they could not figure out Brad Peacock last night. We're just about ready for baseball here at the Big A. Sit back and relax. Lineups and first pitch when we return. back-to-back weekend continuing here. 60s night. It is a warm, slightly buggy night tonight, but Garrett Richards not wasting any time. The Angels have taken the field, and we will quickly give you the Houston Astros starting nine is presented by Bo Porter, the skipper of the Stros. They come into this one with a 40-81 record. Pretty much the same lineup they had up last night. Grossman in left, Wallace in first, Altuve in second, Castro's doing the catching. Chris Carter homered, as well as Matt Dominguez in the ninth inning. They are DH and third base respectively. Orange County product, Brandon Barnes is in center, LJ Hose is in right, Jonathan Villar is batting ninth and playing shortstop. Taking on Garrett Richards, who comes into this one with a 3-5 mark and an ERA of 4.04.
Yeah, coming off that CG in New York. Great command of his fastball. His slider was outstanding. Occasionally he had a good curveball too. Change up there. He just has to remember, utilize that fastball both in and away and keep it down and get a lot of ground ball outs.
Taylor's wearing their 60s throwback unis. Check out the defense behind Garrett Richards tonight. Mike Trout is in left. Peter Borges in center. Colin Cowgill gets a start in right field, the lefty on the mound for Houston. Chris Nelson and Eric Ibo on the left side. It's Grant Green and Mark Trumbo on the right side. Trumbo had the night off last night, and Chris Inetta back behind the plate.
Cowgill's done a tremendous job, whether it's in right field or left field. Comes in on the baseball well. Good throwing arm. It's going to be a difficult sun field early on in right field here with a 6 o'clock start for Cowgill, but that outstanding throwing arm he has, very, very good. 7 career outfield assists.
Halos lost last night 8-2. The final, what was a 4-2 lead, or deficit I should say, in the ninth inning became an 8-2 deficit. But that 4-run ninth inning for the Stros. The Halos now 6-8 against Houston this year. And against Western Division opponents, the Angels 18-34. Jerome took the loss last night, lasting 4 1/3, giving up 3 runs on 5 hits and 5 strikeouts and 4 walks. See if Garrett Richards can solve the mystery that is the Houston Astros this evening.
Still surprising those numbers for Jerome, especially he's had a couple of real good games, but not consistent enough throwing strikes, especially early in the count.
Bobby Grossman, the left fielder, looks at strike one. Hitting .253 on the year with 3 home runs and 13 runs batted in. His 8 doubles. Went 2 for 5 last night with a couple of singles and an RBI. Bouncer foul. It's no balls and 2 strikes. Astros last night with 13 hits, 4 of which came in the ninth.
Boy, first pitch 95, second pitch 97 from Garrett Richards with movement.
Oh, 2 on the way. That's a swing and a miss. Down goes Grossman. 1 down.
Now that's a filthy slider from Garrett Richards. 2 really good fastballs, and it finished off with a nasty hard slider. Good balance over the front leg and snaps it down and in for a swing and miss. See that tight rotation of a slider. Hitters read and think fastball. Then the bottom drops out at 85 after trying to deal with a 97-mile-an-hour fastball the pitch before.
Here's Brett Wallace, the first baseman. .210 average with 9 home runs as he takes up and away. Wallace had a hit last night. It was a double in the 7th. Actually scored what was at that point the 4th run of the game. 1 for 5 overall. It's 24 runs batted in. 2 balls and no strikes. Last start for Garrett on Monday in the Bronx. 8 innings, 7 hits, 3 strikeouts, 1 walk, 2 runs. They were earned. RBI single to Brett Gardner and the home run to Curtis Granderson as Wallace hits this one down the left field line. Trout giving chase, and it's foul. Well, Wallace went after a pitch that was up and out of the strike zone.
Well played by a fan down the left field line. You're going to get some odd swings against Richards because he has that type of movement. I remember the game against Texas where Adrian Beltre went back to the dugout a couple times. It's trying to explain the movement on his fastball. I didn't know if it was a cut fastball or a four-seam fastball, the movement he had.
And it's really one of those pitches because of the movement on it. You just work that pitch for a while until that maybe second or third time through the order.
Until they adjust to it, you can, as long as you stay downstairs at the knees, you're going to get a lot of easy outs.
It's a one hopper past Grant Green and rolls out into right field.
But that pitch was elevated. It can be a hittable pitch when it's up around belt high. See, that ball was up. Not as much movement when it's elevated. Still firm as far as velocity, but the baseball straightens out and it becomes more hittable.
So Wallace is on board with 1 out. Here's Jose Altuve, second baseman. Hitting .280 with 4 home runs and 40 runs batted in. There's 20 doubles, a couple of triples. On base 3 times last night. A couple of walks and base hit. The hole at 0-1. All-star last year. Little spark plug on this infield for Houston as he chases the breaking ball. No balls, 2 strikes.
Well, when you have a swing like that on a breaking ball, you have to come right back with another breaking ball. Even trust Chris Inetta to block this baseball in the dirt.
Oh, 2 on the way. Swing and a miss. Down goes Altuve. Second strikeout of the inning.
Well done by Inetta and Richards. He went exactly to that same pitch. Expanded the zone even more so against Altuve, who's had great numbers against the Angels, but an unhittable pitch. Great location, head of the count. That's the importance of getting ahead of the count.
So 2 outs and a man at first, and it's Jason Castro, the catcher at the plate. Cleanup hitter. .271 average, 14 home runs, 46 runs batted in. He takes outside. Castro with 31 doubles on the year. Putting it all together. All-star this year. The Astros representative. Now 26 years of age. Or first round pick by the Astros in 2008. 1-1. Stanford Cardinal. Jason Castro. Brett Wallace, short lead at first base. Trouble playing in front of him. There's the 1-1. This is fouled back. 1-2.
Tardy on that 96-mile-an-hour fastball. What a difference in that movement on his fastball when it's at the knees is comparing when it's up a little bit elevated.
.14 pitches thrown by Garrett. 10 strikes, 4 balls. Good ratio. Good life. Garrett's thrown the ball well at home this year. 19 games, 4 starts, 2-2 record at a 3.64 ERA. Now the 1-2. This is the bouncer to Trumbo, and the inning comes to an end. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left on. We'll head to the bottom of the first. Borges, Cowgill, and Trout take their shot at Dallas Keuchel with no score. Here's Mike Scioscia starting 9 for the Angels at 54-67 on the season. Peter Borges leading things off tonight. He's in center. Colin Cowgill in right, Mike Trout in left. Mark Trumbull back in the lineup in that cleanup spot at first base. Eric Ibar will bat fifth and play shortstop. Josh Hamilton the DH, Chris Nelson at third, Chris Sinetta behind the plate. Grant Green batting ninth, playing second. To take on the 25-year-old left-hander native of Tulsa, Oklahoma by the name of Dallas Keuchel.
Dallas Keuchel fastball 87-91. Slider, cut fastball, which he throws quite a bit to right-handed batters. Curveball and a solid changeup. He's given up 17 home runs in 114 innings pitched so far this year. 135 hits.
Peter Borges looks at a strike. Second game off the disabled list. Batting in the 9 spot last night. Ended up going 0 for 3. 326 average, 3 home runs and 10 RBIs. 1 ball, 1 strike. Borges in the leadoff spot this year, 250 average. Little chopper to the left side. Dominguez was playing in, so it becomes an easier play for him, and there's out number 1. Defensively for the Stros tonight, you've got Grossman, Barnes, and Hose in the outfield from left to right. The infield has Dominguez, VR, Altuve, and Wallace from third to first. Castro behind the dish.
You know, Matt Dominguez made that play against Peter Borges. Very solid glove. Although he has committed 11 errors this season, he hasn't committed any in the last 22 starts. Backhand to finish off the game last night. Pretty good indication of his range and his strong throwing arm he has at third base. Has turned also 21 double plays.
1 out, nobody off for Colin Cowgill. 275 average for Cowgill, getting to start in right. Shows button. Keuchel delivers a strike. Cowgill with a double and triple, a home run, 3 runs batted in. Opening day starting lineup for the New York Mets this year. Hit a grand slam. And everyone thought he was right-handed version of Lenny Dykstra after that first day in New York.
Well, he certainly plays the game like Lenny used to play, extremely hard, in that uniform dirty.
1 ball, 2 strikes. I think Cowgill thought that pitch was a strike. See him shaking his head as he backs out. Chad Fairchild, the home plate umpire tonight. Here's the 1-2. This is punched through the right side. Good piece of hitting with 2 strikes. A base hit for Cowgill.
Altuve almost playing right on the base. Runs that inside out approach by Cowgill. Right behind the mound. He's able to go inside out and get in the hole. Normally that would be a ground ball routine play at second base. See, what I used to like to do, especially when you go through your reports as far as hitters, I still, as a pitcher, wanted my second baseman and shortstop play more so in the hole. That area around the mound, I always felt was my area to field the ground balls.
Yeah, you're right. That ball is right at him if he's playing a traditional second base. There's Mike Trout. Trout swings through the first one. 0-1. Mike went for 3 last night with a walk and a single. 330 average, 21 home runs, 78 runs batted in. He did 2 fantastic catches last night. First one robbing Brandon Barnes of a home run in left field, and the other a sac fly by Chris Carter that prevented multiple runs from coming in. 1 ball, 1 strike. Last night we had 80s night. Tonight is 60s night. I know a lot of folks like the unis that the Angels had last night.
These are fantastic right now.
I would, these would be awesome on an everyday basis. Even go to that, the off-white with the lettering. Astros not sporting their throwbacks.
Surprised.
Yeah.
Looking forward to those unis.
1 ball, 1 strike. Calgill at first base. A 1-out single for him. Long hold for Keuchel. 2-1.
See, you're pitching him away, yet your second baseman's playing right back up the middle. That whole side of the infield is wide open for Trout to hit the ball through that hole.
And that's kind of his swing. His traditional swing is that way. Not as pronounced as perhaps a Howie Kendrick. But
he's certainly not a pull hitter.
Correct. Good hitters count. Good motion count, too, if you wanted to do something with Calgill at first.
Yeah, Keuchel's allowed 5 stolen bases in 7 attempts. No pickoffs this season.
2-1 pitch. Little bouncer to short. Villar feeds Altuve. Relay to first is in time a double play. Till the inning comes to an end. We played 1 here at the Big A with no score. Gave up a base hit in there, but let's take a look at some of the pitches that he throws.
Yeah, that 4-seam fastball works like a cut fastball. His 2-seam stays down, and that slider, which is, for me, is probably the most important pitch. Right there, will be able to stay on top and snap that, and that's the pitch he threw to Altuve to get a swing and miss. Stayed on top of it, had that good snap action, and not a true break to it, his slider. Most sliders are very small as far as the break can go away, but his ability to throw his slider is more of 11-5 break, almost a combination between a slider and a curveball, more of a slurve, but he also has a curveball that he's still trying to get a feel for. But that is a nasty break when he keeps that shoulder intact and follows through and gets over the front leg.
It'd be awesome if his curveball was more like a slider. Like his slider is more like a curveball.
He could throw it a backup one like a screwball.
Chris Gardner.
Well, we all know that C.J. Wilson says he has a backup cut fastball.
Yeah, of course. Doesn't everyone?
I did sometimes when it went out of the ballpark. It did.
Carter, the DH, takes outside. I was thinking as you were showing that replay there, that slider of his, it becomes even more tempting, especially for right-handed batters, because of the movement of the 4-seam fastball. You've got to protect against the fastball.
Yeah, it's exact same plane.
Yeah.
You think you see a rotation because his 4-seam fastball is not the normal one. Normal 4-seam fastballs are relatively true and straight to a spot in the strike zone. His moves and cuts like a cut fastball.
Off-speed pitch, and apparently just missed. Looked like Fairchild was going to step back and call it a strike. Instead, it's 2-1. Carter last night, a couple of hits, a single with an RBI, and a 3-run home run in the 9th inning last night. 5 runs batted in overall.
Wow, that's a great pitch. Back-to-back, repeating those pitches, so important. Mike Butcher has talked about that with Garrett Richards, cleaning up his mechanics as much as possible.
Swing, a miss, down goes Carter. 3rd strikeout already for Richards. 1 down.
Coming up later in the game on the Carlos Jr. Sports Update, we'll check out Alfonso Soriano's day as he continues that streak in Boston. Kept the ball in the yard, but he still was swinging the bat like Alfonso has been swinging. And Travis d'Arnaud makes his MLB debut for the Mets. Once traded for Roy Halladay, and then traded for R.A. Dickey. #1 prospect, catching prospect for a number of seasons.
Yeah, he's been the yearly top prospect for a couple of organizations now, as this one's lifted out to right. Colin Calgo got a good jump on it. 2 down.
It must be pretty good if you've been traded for 2 Cy Young Award winners.
Yeah.
At least in theory, you must be pretty good.
Remember one year you get the Baseball America Prospect Handbook. Comes out right around spring training every season. I forget the year that it was, but Esteban Herman, remember him, the infielder? He was in the top 30 prospects for the Kansas City Royals. He'd already played in the big leagues before, and he was like 27 years old, 26, 27 years of age. So that label prospect, if you're not up quickly, you're no longer a prospect.
That's what I base my theories on. If you're a prospect and you're 21, 22, 23 years old, you should be at that point knocking at the major leagues, if not already been up there.
And the times have changed too. Whereas before, general managers would be hesitant to bring up a youngster at that young of an age to start his quote unquote arbitration clock. And now that's no longer the case, which makes sense.
Yeah.
And then the whole argument is, if he's capable of helping you today, you're going to pay him regardless, whether it's in a couple of years or in 5 years. If he's that good, why not get the W's out of him now?
And the theory is, well, we don't want to rush him up too quickly because we don't know how he's going to make it in the major league level. Well, if he's not going to make it as a 22-year-old, why is he going to make it as a 25-year-old? You know that as an organization, when you scout this young player, you draft him and have him come through your system, you know what kind of a person he is, if he's going to be able to withstand the failures and the ups and downs as a major leaguer right away. And if you can do that well, why not bring him up to the major league level and help your team win?
1-2, hit to short. Ibar has it. It's a low throw. Trumbo digs it out. And a 1-2-3 inning for Garrett Richards. We'll head to the bottom of the second, still scoreless. Young Gubaza in the crowd.
Chad said he had to come down and bring us some good luck here tonight. Want a couple friends on my baseball team. Yeah.
He has an idea he's on camera right now?
Probably not. Who knows? He sees Dean waving at him, our famous Dean Benson waving.
What would you do if he got up right now and just started going Gangnam style? How awesome would that be?
Hey, that's not my son anymore. That was some guy that looked
you
like
won't
my
claim
son.
Him?
No.
Trumbo, Ibar, and Hamilton here in the second. Mark had the day off yesterday. Hitting .236 on the year. Is ahead of the count at 2 balls and no strikes. 26 home runs, 75 runs batted in. Home run leader for this team. Second in the RBI category to Mike Trout. Keuchel gave up a base hit in the first inning. We got a double play ball off the bat of Mike Trout. 2-1. Off speed down the right field line, slicing out of play. And it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Trumbo on the road trip, just 4 for 29. 3 of those hits coming in the Yankee series. 3 for 16 against the Pinstripers. 2-2. Bouncer foul. Yesterday's off day, the first game. He did not appear. It played in 120 of 121 games.
And he certainly said he wanted to be in that lineup, just to give it a complete day off, refresher.
Two pitch. This is out toward center field and hit well. Giving chase is Barnes. He's at the wall and gone. A big fly for Mark Trumbo. 1-0 Angels.
Well, he certainly had a refresher. And he's refreshed and out of the yard for Mark Trumbo. Home run number 27. 76th RBI. Trumbo. The dead center field. It was an off-speed pitch. Went with it. A toe tap, balance, and then threw on a low breaking ball. And threw the baseball exceptionally well. That's some great, great power.
This one ripped into left field and a base hit for Eric Ibar, jumping on that first pitch.
Getting aggressive against a guy who's given up a lot of hits this season and a lot of home runs. Add to that total now 18 home runs allowed. Keuchel, 27th home run of the season for Mark Trumbo.
Back-to-back hits for the Angels here in the second. Josh Hamilton coming to the plate. Hamilton, a DH tonight, hitting .226 on the year. Takes inside. Josh went 0 for 4 last night. 3 fly ball outs and a punch out. Trumbo with the leadoff home run here in the second. This is looped out to left field, a base hit, going the other way with it.
Really like that approach from Hamilton. Again, a steady dive from the Astros with off-speed pitches. This goes the other way. Boy, nice job as far as staying back and keeping his head still and threw the baseball into left field for Hamilton. .333 career hitter against the Astros with 12 home runs for Hamilton. But that's a very good swing going the other way. Eventually you'll bring that fastball in and then you can turn on it.
Three straight knocks for the Angels. A home run and 2 singles. Chris Nelson, the third baseman, now up. Halos have struggled going back to that last road trip. Situational hitting last night, 1 for 6 against the Astros. As a team now, .259 batting average with men in scoring position. Nelson looks at his strike. Chris hitting .271, has a couple of home runs. 12 runs batted in this season. 1 for 4 last night, a 9th inning single. The breaking pitch low. Keuchel starting the season in the bullpen and moved to the rotation. Lost last time out. That was against Texas. Went 8 2/3, gave up 6 runs, 5 earned on 8 hits. Two balls and 1 strike. Little Eric Bedard in him.
Bedard, real good breaking ball so far. Keuchel not a real good feel for his curveball. Started off really well. 5-5 as a starter. Has been pretty consistent.
This is grounded to short. Villar feeds Altuve on the first. Double play, second of this ball game. And for the Angels, they've done that, unfortunately, way too much this year.
Keuchel pitches inside well, whether it's his four-seam fastball or cut fastball inside.
It's a 117th double play that the Angels have hit into this year. That kind of goes to the point we were talking about on the pregame show about not necessarily situational hitting, but making sure at least you advance the runners and try to keep an inning going, blow open an inning. And the Angels have had their moments this year. Not saying that they've been devoid of those moments, but on a nightly basis, you feel like with this offense, even without Albert and without Howie, that you're capable of doing that, and manufacturing.
And sometimes as a player, you don't need a sign first and second. You might indeed try to push bunt to be able to advance the runners. At certain times, you give up your at bat to be able to advance a runner into scoring position.
Ground ball to third ends the inning. So the Angels get 3 straight hits to start the inning. They only get 1 run out of it. That was Trumbo's home run. 27th of the year to straightaway center field. We played 2. Angels up 1-0.
Garrett Richards, we talk about repeating mechanics. Slider, nasty. Slider again, second straight against Chris Carter. They finish them off with an even better slider. So back-to-back sliders gets Chris Carter swinging. The importance for Richards to get that feel and be able to go back-to-back with his sliders. Oh, so important for him.
First 4 starts, 5.54 ERA. Last 4, 2.42. Coming off a 1-2-3 second inning here to third. You're facing 8-9-1. Hose, Villar, and Grossman. Trumbo putting the Angels up with a home run.
We had a conversation with Mike Butcher the other day about Garrett Richards, and he said that's something he wants out of Garrett. When you throw a good slider and they swing and miss, and you come back and you do the same thing, why not throw a third one? especially when they're missing by that much, and he did that tonight so far. Back-to-back-to-back sliders.
Delivers strike one here. And sometimes, especially as a young pitcher, you get kind of overly excited about the fact that you've thrown two good ones and you try to overthrow another one, an even better slider, when you don't necessarily have to.
No, especially the break he's had so far in this game, which he's had in the last 4 starts. You don't have to do anything more than what he's done with that breaking ball. You don't have to muscle up on it. Just follow through and get over the front leg and be successful with it.
L.J. HOU is the right fielder, hitting .288. Ahead of the count of 2 balls and a strike. HOU's last night, a 3-hit game. Single, double, and a triple. Also scored a run. Hit that triple in the 9th inning. That's when Borges banged into the wall in right center. Hits this one into right field, a base hit. Second hit of the night for the Astros. We'll take a look at our AT&T Twitter poll question of the series. This being flashback weekend of the most dominant Houston pro athlete. Earl Campbell, Nolan Ryan, Hakeem Olajuwon. And as of last night, Olajuwon was leading the charge. Hashtags are just below each. Send us a tweet at Fox Sports West.
Well, you know the Express is going to make a charge at some point, you would think. Great numbers to a no-hitter for the Astros.
There's the jersey.
That's a great uni.
There is the rainbow. There's another one.
They were prepared.
Yeah. That uni made so famous by Bob Watson as the manager in the Bad News Bears. Let them play. Good old Astrodome.
Oh, yeah. That was a good place to pitch for what I understood.
That was a cavernous place.
And the hitters just couldn't see the baseball.
Yeah.
The lights weren't all that bright.
They built the Astrodome. They built it with natural grass. So they had the sun panels so that the sun could hit the grass. Well, nobody could see a baseball.
I like pitching in those conditions.
Yeah. So they blackened out those panels. What happens when grass doesn't get sunshine?
It becomes AstroTurf.
That's how AstroTurf came to be.
Thank you for that history lesson.
Oh, high chopper. That's going to be an infield base hit. Nothing Nelson could do. So the first 2 have reached here. Go back and take a look at the Express wearing the. Let's see, that's a great unit. They had the numbers on the pants too, didn't they?
Yes.
Why wouldn't you?
Holds the strikeout records for the Astros and the Angels.
Now that was one big free agent contract. One of the first big ones, if I remember correctly, big money wise, going to the Astros.
They had a pitching staff back in those days. Starting staff, wow.
2 on, nobody out. Robbie Grossman, the batter. The left fielder struck out in the first. 1 ball, no strikes.
Well, you would think the way Bo Porter manages, this would be a bunt scenario for him. He's trusting Grossman to be able to square up a baseball. Look for a big inning.
Three strikeouts for Richard, no walks. This one grounded to the left side, and Ibar's got it, but he has no play. So 3 base hits to start this 3rd inning. Loaded up for Brett Wallace.
And if you're Richards right now, you really, your mindset has to be, I made some pretty good pitches. HOU's hit a ball pretty well in the right field, but the other hits were just seeing eye singles, a chopper off the plate. You just got to stay exactly where you are and trust another ground ball. Hopefully you can get a double play with it.
Kind of feed off of what Dallas Keuchel did in the bottom of the 2nd. Gave up the home run, did back-to-back hits, and limited the damage to just 1 run. Here's Brett Wallace, single to left in the 1st inning. Good speed on the bases for Houston. Halo's looking for that double play. First breaking pitch is in for a strike. HOU's at 3rd, Villar at 2nd, Grossman at 1st. Both teams now with 4 hits. 0-1. Breaking ball. Called strike. Little flinch there, too, from Wallace.
That's a serious break to it. Again, not your traditional break on his slider. A lot of times we talk about a curveball being a 12-6 break. His slider's more of a 11-5 break between a curveball and a slider.
Outfield straight around for the Angels as Wallace hits one into right field, a base hit. It'll bring in one. VR will stop at second. We're tied at 1 now. So make that 4 straight hits now against Garrett. That one on an 0-2 pitch.
And that slider a little bit too much of the plate. It stayed middle part, inner half against a left-handed batter. It becomes a danger zone. Especially when you have you're ahead of the strike zone. You can expand the zone and bounce it if you want.
Mike Butcher and the entire infield in. Good start to the ball game, but base hit by Hose. Midfield base hit by VR. The base hit by Grossman on the infield. Now the Wallace single ties things up and still looking for that first down. For Wallace, it's his 25th RBI multi-hit game for him. Altuve, a strikeout victim of the first. 0 for 1. Trouble playing in at first. This one's grounded to second base. Should be 2. Green to Ibar on the first. It is a double play. Run crosses the plate, and the Astros lead it 2-1.
Now that's pitching if you're Richards. You've got 2 outs with 1 swing. Now if you get through this inning, you prevented major damage against you. It's all that maturity that you need to see from a young pitcher. And well played by the middle infielders. Grant Green, good feed to Ibar, able to jump out of the slide. Get a 4-6-3 double play.
2 outs and a man at third. Grossman over to third base, and here's Jason Castro, the catcher. He grounded out of the first inning. A little bouncer to Trumbo at first. He's 0 for 1. Last night had his 12-game hitting streak snapped.
See, that's the curveball that's still it's a difficult pitch. We showed his grip for a curveball. Very difficult with when you have your index fingers up in the air to be able to have that control on a curveball. It's a feel pitch for him. He hasn't quite had that consistent feel on that one.
Castro fouls this one off to the left, evens up the count. Do you need it? I mean, if you've got the movement on your fastball, you've got the hard slider with a good break on it, and you've got a mix in of a changeup. Do you need that curveball?
No, I think you can just change speeds on your slider. It can serve as a curveball, but because it's very difficult during the course of the game to have a feel for your slider and your curveball.
It's one or the other usually.
I believe that, and I tried throwing both of those at certain times. But the reality is it's a difficult feel because it's a different break. One more you snap action, the other over the top of the baseball with a curveball. But a slider, boy, it's an easy pitch to be able to change speeds with.
Two one. Castro shoots one off the screen in front of the Angels dugout. Funny, I didn't see C.J. Wilson reaching over the railing with his hat on that one.
Good decision.
Two balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Houston with 2 runs here in the third, lead it 2-1. Garrett unable to perform that shutdown inning. 4 straight hits to start this third. Now the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Down goes Castro, so he limits the damage anyway to just 2 runs. We'll head to the bottom of the third. The Angels trail it 2-1. 4 hits in the top of the inning. The Halos play from behind here. It'll be 9-1-2 for the Angels. Green, Borges, and Cowgill. Let's take a look at our Hyundai key to the game.
It's Beatles night here on the 60s flashback. A little Beatles come together, put all phases of the game together, and have an opportunity to beat this Astro Club. They've had pretty good success against the Angels here for whatever reason. They put together the offense, the defense, and the pitching staff. So far, Garrett showed me a lot of getting through that inning, only allowing those 2 runs after giving up 4 hits, showing signs of maturity. The defense there so far. Grant Green, part of a double play, 4-6-3 double play, and of course the offense, especially started for Mark Trumbo.
First one to Grant Green is a strike on the outside corner. Green a .433 average. Couple of doubles. Breaks his bat, bounces one to second. Altuve fires on to first, and he got him.
Barely.
Yeah, good hustle by Green to make it close.
Altuve took his time in that slow roller, but Grant Green hustling down the line just barely is thrown out.
Back to the top of the order, Peter Borges grounded out to Dominguez in the first inning. Takes outside. 1 ball, no strikes. I'd take my chance with Brett Wallace.
Yeah, I was just going to say that whole right side of the infield. You got Altuve playing still up the middle. Dallas Keuchel falling towards the third base side. You have that whole side of the infield wide open. Never a bad idea to bunt against a left-handed pitcher when you can push it to the right side, because they generally will fall towards third base.
1-1 pitch. Down and away. 2 balls and a strike. And for the most part, especially with a field type lefty, not a power guy that features a lot of cutters in, he's going to live for the most part on the outside part of the plate.
Exactly. So it's an easy push bunt down that right side.
2-1 pitch. Borges hits one to short. VR has it. 2 down. Hey, Fox Sports West is offering you a special discount for Angels tickets this month with a Fox Sports West ticket takeover. Log on at angels.com/FSWest during our broadcast. You just enter the promo code FOXDEAL. You can save up to 50% on select tickets while supplies last. All Ticketmaster fees apply. Just log on now. 2 outs. Nobody on for Colin Cowgill. Colin with a base hit in the first inning is 1 for 1. Oh, 1 count. Chad Fairchild, the home plate umpire, calling some strikes tonight. Slow breaking pitch. Evens up the count at 1-1. Ground ball to the right side, off the glove of Wallace and into right field. And again, that interesting alignment.
That side of the infield wide open for Cowgill.
Number 2 hitters tonight combined 4 for 4.
Altuve still playing towards the middle. Wallace well off the base. Cowgill still got it by him. 2 base hits to that side of the field.
Those 2 guys feeling pretty good about themselves tonight.
Yeah, they got to work at 4 for 4.
There's Mike Trout. Hit into a double play to end the first inning. 0 for 1. Astros leading it 2-1 here at the bottom of the third. .300th career game for Mike Trout tonight.
Some pretty good numbers in those 300 games.
Yeah. One ball, one strike. Joins Ted Williams, Wade Boggs, only players since 1935 with at least 360 hits and 150 walks in their first 300 games.
That's some pretty good names to be linked with. Two Hall of Famers.
One pitch. This is pulled past the diving Villar and into left. So back-to-back two-out hits brings up Mark Trumbo.
Now let's take a look at our AT&T U-verse rewind. We're talking about Mark Trumbo open up his stance. You can see right there a difference in the foot. Open stance, and then in the first one closed up, didn't allow himself to get through the baseball. Higher leg kick, and then through into the dead center field. Just that slight opening of his stance allowed him to get his hands through better, hands a little bit higher, closer to his head, better opportunity to make good contact with that slight change in his batting stance.
Paid dividends in the second inning. That leadoff home run, 27th of the year, 76th run batted in.
But that's the thing you're afforded as a hitter. You get those opportunities just to make adjustments at the plate to feel more comfortable and see the baseball better.
That's in the dirt for ball one.
Boy, Cal Ripken used to seem to change from game to game.
It's amazing how much he changed. I mean, and drastically too. It wasn't just little things. Cowgill at second, Trout at first. 2 outs. Two balls and no strikes.
Now these are the times for Mark Trumbo. Keuchel remembers the fact that he hit a home run off in the dead center field. So that means in his mind that he knows that Trumbo has coverage against him. 2-0 count. Mark's got to be looking fastball, but he has to be patient enough to look for a zone. Don't chase something off speed out of the strike zone.
Fouled that one back, and it's 2-1.
Came with a changeup at that point. You knew he wasn't going to challenge him with a fastball.
One pitch. Downstairs, 3 balls and a strike with Eric Ibar on deck. Chop, by the way, with that base hit, extending his streak to 39 consecutive games, reaching base safely. Second longest in Angels club history. Three-one. This is cued foul. And with a full count of 2 outs, you get the base runners going now.
First time in the game that Keuchel's actually had a 3-ball count.
Yeah, that was just his 44th pitch of the night. 26 strikes.
Boy, with this speed on the bases, anything hit in the outfield, even a routine ground ball single, has an opportunity to score both runners.
There's a payoff pitch. Trumbo fouls it at the plate. So Cowgill back to second and Trout to first. Keuchel with no strikeouts, no walks tonight. He's allowed 6 hits. The Astros have 5. Which is saying something for the Angels, considering they came in batting just .241 against left-handed pitching this season. 6 hits through 2 2/3. Another payoff. This is punched into right field. That's a base hit. Should bring in 2. Trumbo's on his way to second. It's a 2 RBI double. Or is he going to try to go to third? The relay to third. He is in there. How about that for Mark Trumbo? Angels back on top.
On his way to the cycle. Boy, there was no hesitation whatsoever for Trumbo. And Altuve was kind of surprised that Trumbo kept going. Good piece of hitting his hands through the baseball. Pretty good pitch from Keuchel. But Trumbo sees it down in the corner, and he's going all the way. A little bit of a stumble, but still slides in there for his first triple of the season. Third RBI of the game.
Fifth career triple for Mark Trumbo.
And everyone in that dugout saying how fast he was going around and getting that triple.
Yeah, he wasn't content with
not at all
the double.
And it surprised Altuve because he kind of wasn't in position to make a quality throw to third.
There's Eric Ibar, singled his first time up. Swings the first one. It's an off-speed pitch. 0-1. So the Halos stringing together 3 2-out base hits. Trumbo's the extra base hit variety. Little dribbler foul on the third base side. Interesting too that Keuchel came out and threw 2 ground ball outs. Grant Green broken back. Bohr just a little chopper to short. And Calgill with a good at bat again. Second hit of the night. Punch one to right field. Trout a base hit to left. And Trumbo with the 2 RBI triple.
Finally taking advantage of a pitcher who gives up a lot of hits. Already 7 hits in the game for the Angels.
Oh, 2. This is punched to the left side, and that is past VR. Second hit of the night for Ibar. He's going to try to stretch it into a double. A throw from Barnes, not in time. 4-2 Angels.
Calgill with 2 hits, Trumbo with 2, Ibar with 2. An RBI scoring Trumbo by Eric Ibar. Boy, out of the batter's box, he's thinking double. That's what you want to see out of your baseball players. Just that aggression. Slides in, head first slide for a double. 20th double of the season for Ibar.
And again, positioning on the defensive side has something to do with that ball becoming a hit number 1 and a double as well. With VR playing toward the hole, kind of opened up that middle part of the infield.
And pitching against that defense going up and away. Then with that outfield playing so deep, and Ibar's speed aggressively goes into second with a double. Some odd defensive formations here for the Astros.
Pitching coach Doug Brocail out to a quick visit with Dallas Keuchel. 2 outs still. 4 straight hits for the Angels with 2 outs. Here's Josh Hamilton, who singled out to left field his first time up. Altuve out in shallow right field. The overshift. No balls and a strike. See where Altuve is playing out in shallow right. 0-1 pitch.
Especially since Hamilton got a base hit to that left side of the infield. The last at bat, you're throwing slow breaking balls away. All Josh has to do is try to stay back and hit a ground ball in that hole at shortstop. And he'll get a base hit and an RBI.
One and 2. 3-run third inning for the Angels. Back on top, 4-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Ibar walking back to second base. VR, the shortstop, you see him there to the right of Ibar, playing Hamilton almost up the middle. So big hole on the left side of the infield. 2-2, and this was looped out to shallow center field. Barnes comes racing in. He's there, puts it away, and the inning comes to an end. But the Angels with a little 2-out rally here in the third. Mark Trumbo, second extra base hit of the night. 2 RBI triple. Ibar with an RBI double. We're through 3, and the Angels lead it 4-2. At the top of the 4th inning, folks, the Halos take on the Indians coming up on a 3-game series beginning on Monday. But on Tuesday at 7:05, fans in attendance will receive an Angels scratcher and a chance to win a party suite, autographed items, merchandise discounts, and more. Purchase your tickets today at Angels.com or stop by the Angels Stadium ticket office. You got an itch over there?
Yeah, I was scratching.
Is it an Angel scratcher?
Yes.
As Carter takes outside for ball 1. Carter, Dominguez, and Barnes, 5, 6, and 7 for Houston here in the 4th inning. 43 pitches thrown by Garrett so far. Swing and a miss. Good fastball at 96. 1-1. Carter 0 for 1, a strikeout, victim of the second. 4 punch-outs for Richards. No walks. And 5 hits allowed. 4 of them came in the 3rd inning. Breaking pitch, little number towards short. Ibar comes racing in. And they get Carter by his step for the first down.
Well played by Eric Ibar. It's time to take a look at our Coors Light cold hard facts as we celebrate flashback to the 60s here. First year franchise for the Angels, 1961. The price of gas per gallon, 31 cents. That would be nice for that drive down here. Average price of a home was a little over $17,000. Now at Shepherd, first American in space. Well, when you think about it, the Angels came into existence in 61 and 62. They were in first place all the way up till July. So right away, some success.
Yep.
And that cold hard fact is brought to you by Frost Brew Coors Light.
31 cents a gallon. You could helicopter your way in from where you live.
Oh, it was another easy drive down here today.
Yeah. You could be the Angels version of Kobe.
And why would I not?
Right.
Yeah.
Could pick you up at the airport
Yeah.
when we roll in. Those long trips.
Let's hang out, talk some Philly stories back in Lower Merion.
Yeah. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Dominguez, third baseman. Chatsworth High School product. Marlins first round pick, 12th overall back in 2007. came over in a trade with the Fish. It was 2012 for El Caballo. Carlos Lee.
So you still a feel for his curveball. It's very difficult. He really has to stay back longer on the pitching rubber to be consistent with that pitch.
It's almost as if he's trying to use his entire body to snap that pitch.
No, and when you with a curveball, you want to go. Maybe we'll show at some point during the game an L shape. You just get over the front like this. The sliders are round, but over top for your curveball. That's the most consistent way to be able to get a feel for that pitch.
Little looper out to right field. Calgill will play it on a hop. 1 out single for Matt Dominguez. We'll bring up Brandon Barnes. All right, what are you talking about as far as the curveball?
Yeah, the slider is here. You go like this and you snap it, but the curveball is over this way. And when he has his finger up in the air, very difficult for him to get over like this. So that's all you're trying to do. When you talk about that L shape, you get over the front and snap it over like this with the curveball. That's how you get more consistent. But for that pitch right there, especially with your finger up off the baseball, very difficult to be able to stay back. You have to keep your shoulder in and over the top and be able to snap that to be consistent with your curveball.
And if he's not consistent with that arm slot, what can you do to kind of get into that mode?
Well, he has to really keep his shoulder in a lot longer than more so than even his fastball. Because of that pitch is a difficult feel for him because he's quick, very quick through his mechanics. So he has to try to slow himself down a little bit more so to be consistent with his curveball.
Oh, 1 pitch coming to Barnes. This is a bouncer past the diving Nelson. So back-to-back hits now with 1 out here, the 4th. Here comes L.J. Hose. Barnes 1 for 2 now. Hose, the right fielder, with a single, leading off to third. Started that rally for Houston. 4th hit of this series already. Washington, D.C. native. We're talking the breaking pitch of the ball that he threw to Dominguez, the one that bounced.
Well, you can see how quick he's through his mechanics. He's already landing, trying to catch up with the arm, and he snaps it. You can see the finger off the baseball as he's delivering the baseball. That's a very difficult pitch to throw unless you stay balanced and keep your front shoulder in longer.
Ground ball over to Trumbo. He fires to second for 1. Relay back to first. Richards covering, hitting a double play.
Textbook play. 3-6-1, a very difficult one as a pitcher. You're trying to find the base, but Richards got there quickly to the base, realizing he had to be there, got to the base, and then stretched out to catch the throw from Ibar.
Inning. Hey, the sports and highlight show you've been waiting for is here. Fox Sports Live, as Jay Onright and Dan O'Toole are joined by Donovan McNabb, Gary Payton, Andy Roddick, and Carissa Thompson to bring you everything you need to know about the world of sports. Fox Sports Live airs nightly on Fox Sports 1. Congratulations to everyone at Fox for their launch this morning, 6 a.m. Eastern Time, FS1 on the air.
Did you see it? You ready?
Not at that time, I did not. I did turn it on when I woke up this morning.
Yes.
3 a.m. I was just going to bed.
Just get back from the post-game show?
After the post-game show and the 3-hour, 48-minute extravaganza last night. This Nelson takes a strike, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Bottom third of the order for the Angels here in the 4th inning. Nelson, Ionetta, and Green facing left-hander Dallas Keuchel. Nelson rolled into a double play ball in the 2nd, so he's 0 for 1. 3-1. Check swing. Did he go? No. Jeff Kellogg, the first base umpire. It's a leadoff walk. First issued by Keuchel. Brings up Chris Ionetta, who's 0 for 1 with a ground out. He's been a walk machine this year, although the offensive numbers have been down for him. 57 walks this year. He's on pace.
And a real good opportunity to be the all-time leader as far as Angel catchers getting on base via the walk.
Oh, 1. Pardon me. Now it's an 0-1 pitch. Strike on the first pitch. 59th thrown by Keuchel. You know, if he does set the new record for a catcher for the Angels, they should give him a plaque so that he can go out before the game and declare to everyone that today, I am the greatest of all time.
Greatest walker ever.
A la Ricky Henderson.
That was the best speech. As only Ricky could say it.
Yeah. This being a flashback weekend. Yesterday's 80s night, today's 60s night. So everyone on the big screen looks like Davy Jones of the Monkees.
Daydream believers.
That's right. Mickey Dolenz, right?
Yes. And no, was it York? Peter York?
Peter York, that's it. One ball, 2 strikes.
I love that TV show, by the way.
So did I. I think I've seen all the episodes back when I was a young lad.
Well, they could sure play those instruments during those songs, couldn't they?
Peter Tork.
Yes. Peter Tork.
Nelson over at first base, the 1-2 to Ionetta. A little bit high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Angels took a 1-0 lead in the 2nd on Trumbo's 27th home run. Astros answered with 2 in the 3rd to take the lead. In the bottom of the 3rd, the Angels struck for 3 2-out runs. Trumbo with a 2 RBI double as well. Bouncer up the line, foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes. I even like the fact that the unis without the number, without the name on it, just the number.
These uniforms are fantastic.
Swing and a miss. Pulled the string on him. 1 out. First strikeout for the lefty. Hey fans, one of the most affordable ways to see the Angels is with the OC Register Family Fun Pack. This pack includes 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, and 4 sodas for only
Mark Trumbo.
Mark
44.
Trump, big 44. Fun packs are available for select games while supplies last. To purchase tickets, visit the Angel Stadium ticket office or log on at angels.com/fun pack. I can't believe he didn't say Reggie Jackson.
Well, he didn't remember my name. That's why.
Yeah. And he wished you happy birthday regardless, right?
He's great. Reginald Martinez Jackson.
We should start selling those Reggie Jackson hats in the team store.
Yeah. Rick Smith would buy them all.
Oh, he would. Smitty wears those hats.
Our fantastic trainer.
Grant Green 0 for 1 with a ground ball to second. That was leading off the third inning. Two runs, 7 hits, 3 left on for Houston. 4 runs, 8 hits, 2 left on for the Angels. Tackled in 66 pitches. Looks like the Astros starting to get some action going in their bullpen.
4 times he's been 2-0 in the count.
3 balls, no strikes. Philip Humber, proud owner of a perfect game. He's in the rotation to start the season.
Perfecto.
Bullpen.
Speaking of that, watching your favorite movie today on the MLB Network.
That's your favorite movie.
For the love of the game, Billy Chapel.
You have a serious man crush on Billy Chapel. And there's nothing wrong with it.
No.
I'd be proud if I were you. I know you like that movie.
I love that movie.
I'm going to get you a Billy Chapel jersey one of these days.
Especially being a Tiger jersey, that'd be perfect.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You can wear it during the playoffs if the Tigers make it into the postseason. Nelson with a leadoff walk stands at first base. A 3-1 count on Green. Peter Borges on deck. Ground ball to short. Villar feeds Altuve. No relay to first. So 2 outs. Another off-speed pitch and trying to pull it.
And all of a sudden, Keiko's got a good feel for his changeup and his curveball. He had that same approach that Cal Gill has had throughout the game, just going the other way. Keep your hands back. Don't get out in front. Don't try to pull that pitch.
Borges 0 for 2. A couple of ground outs to the left side of the infield. He will look at a strike. Peter's still looking for that first hit since coming off the disabled list. 0 for 5. It was last night, seeing action for the first time. One ball, 1 strike.
Always the most difficult thing to do for a hitter is get your timing back. Even though Borges had some opportunities to get some swings down in his rehab assignment in the minor leagues, a little bit different here at the majors. You're not going to get a fastball and a fastball count. You're going to get off speed, so the timing is important.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, you can tell the timing's just a little bit off for him.
That's a real tough changeup, too.
Check in on Green over at first. One, 2. Borges fouls it off to the right. tackle, a 7th-round pick in 09 out of the University of Arkansas. Growing up in Oklahoma. Going to become a Razorback. And named Dallas. How about that?
Pretty amazing.
Yeah. Not really.
Let's try to help you along.
I'm just trying, just playing connect the dots. That's all. Don't mind me. Borges groundsman to the left side. Dominguez will go the short way. They force out Green. The inning comes to an end. 4 complete here at the Big A. The Halos maintaining a 4-2 lead. U-verse TV. Check availability at 1-800-PICK-AT&T. Rethink possible. By CarMax. Start the search for your next car at CarMax. CarMax. Start here. And by Toyota's nationwide clearance event. Now you can save big on every Toyota car, truck, and SUV. Top of the 5th inning. Garrett Richards back to work with a 4-2 lead. 55 pitches in 4 innings. 7 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 4 strikeouts, no walks, which is always a good sign. 9-1-2 due up for the Astros here in the 5th. VR, Grossman, and Wallace.
Gonna be ready just in case of a potential drag bunt here from VR. Very good speed.
VR with a base hit. Infield variety, a high chopper to third. Also scored a run. Breaking pitch in there.
That was a pretty solid curveball. Didn't overthrow that. The old get it over first pitch one. That's what he's got to go with, the mentality on his curveball.
Oh, 2. Check swing, he went around. Down goes VR. And there is out number 1.
We talk about textbook pitching. 2 very good curveballs, then goes upstairs with a fastball. Reason why that's effective, because the curveball the pitch before started on that plane, and then you go fastball upstairs and you get the swing.
One ball, no strikes. Robbie Grossman, the left fielder. Single and a punch out, 1 for 2. Mentioned earlier in the game, the Angels now 18-34 against the West. Goes outside, 2-0. Astros 18-36. Both teams struggling within the division. It's been an all-year thing for the Angels, not something they got on a bad run, but they struggled against the West from the get-go. 2-1. And with teams like Oakland and Texas, certainly can't afford to do that. Ground ball toward the middle. Green's not going to get there, and it's a base hit for Grossman, his second hit of this game, fourth of the series.
One thing when you look at Garrett Richards, he's not a strikeout pitcher. He's a guy that lives downstairs. He will give up his share of ground ball base hits. He will get his occasional swing and miss, especially on his breaking ball, but he's a guy that gets a lot of ground balls, and sometimes you can't control where those ground balls go. Hopefully right now you can control one to get a ground ball in the middle infield to get a double play.
Brett Wallace fouls one off his ankle, and it's strike one. Wallace tonight 2 for 2 with a couple of singles and an RBI. Good lead for Grossman at first base. This one's outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Great velocity for Garrett so far, doing what he did on Monday in New York, which is what you want to see over the next 4 or 5 weeks, carried into the offseason, into spring training. Be a big part of that rotation going into next year. One ball, 2 strikes.
Well, what it allows is Jerry Dipoto during the wintertime feel pretty comfortable with at least 3 of his starters, with Weaver, Wilson, and then if Richards continues on this path, then Mike Scioscia will have that rotation set up. Well, you would love to see Jason Vargas be part of that rotation, but that's, obviously a situation that's going to be taken care of during the wintertime. He's throwing the ball very well. I'd like to see him part of the rotation too. Then all of a sudden you're kind of feeling better about your rotation.
Questions abound going into the offseason.
Lots.
Rotation, bullpen. And the market certainly is not shaping up to be all that great from a pitching standpoint. Down to the dirt and gets away from Iannetta, so Grossman will advance. It's a wild pitch.
8th wild pitch of the year for Richards. Boys, he slid across, baseball off the one, shin guard onto the other, and gets away from Iannetta. At that point, you want to have your body more squared up, as far as instead of shifting your body low like that, get it in front quickly, keep that ball from advancing too far away from you.
Two balls and 2 strikes. Man in scoring position for Houston. In the air to left and hit well. Moving back on this one is Trout. He's at the wall. That is gone. Brett Wallace goes the opposite way for a 2-run home run to tie this one up at 4.
Well, we saw him go that way in Minute Maid Park. 3rd hit of the game for him. He's got good power that way. Fastball that ran out over the plate, elevated again. When that fastball is up for Richards, it becomes hittable.
Altuve loops one out to center. It's a base hit for him. So 3 straight 1-out hits against Garrett Richards. First hit of the night for Altuve.
You got to believe he's going to be on the run early in the count. 10th home run of the season, which is a career high for Brett Wallace.
Altuve third, tied for third in the American League in stolen bases with 30. Jacoby Ellsbury leads with 44. Jason Castro the batter. A 4-4 tie here in the fifth. The Astros with 10 hits. With one out here in the fifth. Castro a ground ball to Trumbo in the first inning and a strikeout in the third, so he's 0 for 2. Richards with 5 punch outs, no walks, 10 hits allowed. You like that pitch? Especially with a guy with speed at first base. As a hitter, you figure, all right, they're going to protect with that guy and throw perhaps a fastball.
Yeah, and then you have a better chance to drive the ball. Yeah, break a ball is good. Now you have an option if you want. You could still have a pitch out because you're ahead of the count.
Do you like that, though?
Yes.
As a pitcher, you
yes.
like that?
Yes, I do. Because I think bottom line is your focus always has to be on the hitter. And they're looking fastball because you know when you have a guy like Altuve at first base, more than likely you're going to get a fastball. Torrey Hunter thrived on that last year, hitting in between Mike Trout and Albert Pujols. Reason why? He was going to get more fastball. So as a hitter, you're looking fastball, but if you could throw a breaking ball in that spot, you can get a swing like that against you.
Garrett ahead of the count and no balls and 2 strikes. 3 away from his total from last year is Altuve. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Down goes Castro. 2 down.
And going upstairs with a fastball. Done a nice job as far as elevating his fastball after following up a breaking ball.
Now watch that in slow-mo like that. You can see where hitters, especially left-handed hitters, think that perhaps that rotation, because of the way that ball naturally comes out of his hand, has almost like that slider type spin. So you have to guard against that breaking pitch. Carter takes inside for ball.
Yeah, that's why you see a lot of odd looks and swings and a reaction from hitters. But still a work in progress, still trying to be consistent. But the bottom line is once Garrett realizes how good he can be, he will be that good. Sounds simple, but the reality is when you're a young pitcher, you give hitters way too much credit. It is so difficult to hit a pitch, especially when you're throwing 94 to 97 with movement and enough deception to create doubt in that batter's box against them.
Two balls and no strikes. Two balls and no strikes. Altuve hanging out at first base. A single for him. Brett Wallace tying it up with a 2-run home run here in the fifth. 10th home run of the season for Wallace. He's had a 3-hit game tonight. See if Bo Porter goes and sticks with Dallas Keuchel or if he brings in Philip Humber. Humber was warming for quite some time in the bottom of the fourth.
Again, trying to fight back in the count with the breaking ball. That way you don't fall into the mindset, I'm just going to try to muscle up a fastball in a fastball count. No matter how hard you throw with that much movement, it's still the pitch the hitter wants to hit. Also, right now, if you're Garrett Richards, you got to think in terms of Chris Carter at the plate. You got 2 outs. Your focus got to be on a dangerous hitter. Coming in the game, Carter was 4 for 6 against Richards with a home run. So far, Garrett's made some quality pitches to him, getting him 0 for 2, including a strikeout.
2-1 pitch. Went around 2-2.
Well, you take a chance with another slider right here. Make it a little bit better one. That's a little bit too much of the plate.
Altuve takes off. The 2-2 out to the alley in right center field. Calgill racing over, and it's over his head. Misplayed it, and Altuve will score. Houston leads it 5-4.
And that was a fastball also. It didn't look like he saw maybe that bank of lights hit on the line. Right away, it looked like he was just running to an area. He never saw that all the way through.
Nope.
Again, I go back to the fact is you see Carter swinging at the breaking ball like that, and you throw him a fastball. Wasn't that poorly located, but he still was on his fastball.
Exactly. The question is, why throw him a fastball?
Especially he's had a success against Richards with his fastball.
So a 3-run 5th inning. What looked to be a routine type of play out in right field results in a double and an RBI for Carter, picking up his 62nd run batted in. Man in scoring position. The Angels play from behind once again. 5-4 Houston here in the 5th. Matt Dominguez 1 for 2 with a single and a fly to right. First one is down low.
Now Chris Carter back in the 2nd inning. Garrett Richards gets a swing and miss on a breaking ball well off the plate and down. But then this time around you try to sneak a fastball which is on the outside corner, and look how well he stays back and through the baseball. Carter on a fastball. Break a ball in that spot, you have to think in terms that's the best pitch.
Out to shallow center field. Green, Ibar, and Borges comes in, makes the running catch. The inning comes to an end, but not before the Astros drop a 3 spot on the Halos. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th. 5-4 Houston. Los Angeles and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball LP. 2, 3, and 4 coming up for the Angels here in the bottom of the 5th inning, with Houston on top 5-4. Garrett Richards allowing 3 straight 1-out hits, including the home run to Brett Wallace that tied it and gave up the 2 RBI double to Carter on the ball that was lost in the banks by Cowgill. Cowgill will lead things off. He's 2 for 2 tonight with a couple of singles and a run scored. Keuchel back out on the mound. The lefty delivers down and away. 2 strikeouts, 1 walk, and 8 hits allowed by Keuchel, including the home run to Trumbo back in the 2nd.
Well, what a difficult that play was for Cowgill. I mean, he's done an amazing job in the outfield, and you're running. You can see by his reaction. He's running. He has no idea where the baseball is. You can even ask that to Tim Salmon on the post-game show. He's had to deal with that bank of lights on occasion. When it's hit on the line like that, so difficult to pick that baseball up and track it anywhere near where your glove's going to end up being.
He's talked about it. Josh Hamilton has talked about it this year, that it's difficult down in right field. That line drive type of hit, just like Carter's there. The fly balls you can read. They'll go into it and go above it and then come down. 3-1. But nobody feels worse about it than the guy who's playing right field.
Yeah.
In this case, Colin Cowgill.
He takes a lot of pride in his defense.
3-1 pitch. And he works the leadoff walk. So he's been on board 3 times tonight. Hey, folks, make sure to enter to win the all-new 2014 Chevy Silverado at Diamond Field Box Angels tickets with the Summer Silverado giveaway. Enter online today at angels.com/Chevy. Castro and Keuchel talking things over as Mike Trout comes to the plate. Trout 1 for 2. Double play ball in the first and a single to left, and a run scored in the 3rd. Big hole on the right side with Altuve shading Trout up the middle a little bit. And Wallace holding Cowgill at first. Colin with a pretty good lead at first base. That's outside. And interesting in that Philip Humper was up and warming in the bottom of the 4th inning. Leadoff walk and a first pitch ball to Trout. And no movement, although now Doug Brocail is on the phone.
Especially with Trumbo on deck.
And Humper is getting back up. Shouldn't take him too long. There's a strike, 1-1.
And you have a pitcher on the mound right now that's trying to somehow get through this 5th inning to qualify for a potential W. All of a sudden, he's trying to aim pitches. And a great opportunity to capitalize on that as a hitter now.
One pitch. Off speed, down low. That pitch was very effective for Keuchel in the 4th inning. That inning also gave up a leadoff walk to Chris Nelson, but got Iannetta swinging on a strikeout on a changeup. Got Green to hit into a fielder's choice on a changeup, and then Borges grounded out. Two-1. Takes a strike.
Another off-speed pitch, another changeup. Well, you just feel that if Trout gets something away, he's going to hit a nice shot in the right center field. He's tracking the baseball well. As long as he doesn't chase something in the dirt, he should make a good pass at this pitch.
Two balls, 2 strikes with nobody out. Cowgill over at first base. Angels down by a run. This one's down the left field line, a hooking foul.
Kind of sneaky little slider in. Trout was all over that one. More likely he'll see a changeup here.
Another 2-2. Inside, a full count. Calgill go here. 3-2.
Yeah, no question. He hasn't shown really a quality move yet at first base. You trust the eye of Mike Trout, and you trust the fact that if it is a strike, it will be contact made.
Doesn't go, and it's ball 4.
And now it's time for a Coors Light freeze can. We're talking about having a game so far tonight. Mark Trumbo with a little slight variation in his stance, more open, gets a changeup down, great balance and threw the baseball to dead center field. Then with a couple guys on, fastball away, did a nice job of letting the ball travel and punched it to right field for his first triple of the season. He's got a home run and a triple so far in the game, 3 RBI, halfway to the cycle.
Well, back-to-back walks for Dallas Keuchel, and he is done. Bo Porter's going to the bullpen. A pitching change with the Angels down 5-4. Two very similar lefties. Keuchel tonight, 86 pitches, 4 innings plus 2 batters, 8 hits, 4 runs, 3 walks and 1 strikeout. He is responsible for the 2 guys on base, as Philip Humber, the former starter, now bullpen arm for the Astros, is in the game and are in and out. Who's in, who's out.
Yeah, fastball not overpowering, a little bit more velocity out of the bullpen. 86 to 92 range, get up there 94. Slider, curveball, changeup. A perfect game back in April of last season for the White Sox against Seattle. Since that point, it's not been perfect. 4-13 with an ERA over 8. And he's got good stuff, too. He has had a tough time being consistent in the strike zone.
Second stint with the Astros this year, made the rotation out of spring training, 7 starts, 9 appearances. And got designated for assignment on May 12th. But back in the big leagues now, and he'll face Mark Trumbo, who's homered and tripled. 3 runs batted in for Mark. He comes up with Calgill at second, John at first. Home run for Trumbo in the second inning, his 27th. Triple his first this season, 5th of his career. Fastball in for a strike.
Well thrown from Humbert at 93. Humbert's got good velocity when he stays back and hits his spots.
30-year-old Texas native delivers the 0-1 pitch, and it's fouled back, a breaking ball. No balls and 2 strikes. Humber the last couple of seasons with the White Sox. Last year 26 games, 16 starts, 5-5 mark and a 6.44 ERA. Claimed off waivers by the Astros last offseason. Product of Rice University. Oh, 2. Trumbo chases the breaking ball, 1 out.
Pretty good sequence by Humber against Trumbo. Gets him to swing and miss and that hard breaking ball away. Start him off with a 93-mile-an-hour fastball.
Runner still at first and second, 1 out now. And here's Ibar. Eric 2 for 2 with a single and a double, also an RBI. Fouls the first one back. Third time that Humber has faced the Angels this year. Second out of the pen. Made a start against the Angels here on April 14th. 7 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs. Zybar rolls it up the first base line, foul off his body. The other appearance against the Angels in Houston on May the 9th. That was out of the pen. Inning in the third. No hits, no runs.
Still pretty amazing. Oh, perfect game. Like Dallas Braden, remember for Oakland, threw a perfect game. He hasn't pitched in a couple years now at the major league level, dealing with that shoulder issue he had, his surgery and everything else.
Oh, 2 pitch. Breaking ball slowly hit towards short. Going to be a tough play for Villar. Goes to first. They get Ibar. 2 outs. Cowgill to third and Trout to second. Let's go back to our Hyundai key to the game.
Come together. And what, you're going to have to come together to make another comeback here against the Astros. Had the early lead and fell behind, got the lead back, and then the Astros fighting back once again. We've seen them do that a number of times, especially here at the Big A. Get that swing together right now, especially for Hamilton. Think in terms of left center field.
Way outside of the first one. Hamilton 2 for 3 in his career against Humber. The overshift is on, but that's the shortstop, Jonathan Villar, out in shallow right. Altuve at shortstop. We saw this last night. 1-0 pitch. This is pulled over to first, off the body of Wallace. He'll flip it to Humber, and the inning comes to an end. So the Angels get the first 2 men on via the walk and get nothing out of it. 5 in the books, 5-4 Houston. fifth inning. Garrett Richards back to work. Faced 7 batters in the 5th inning. Gave up 3 runs on 4 hits. Looking to bounce back and trying to keep this a 1-run deficit for the Angels. Richards 78 pitches, 53 have been strikes, 6 strikeouts. And that 5th inning started with a strikeout of Villar. 2 breaking balls and a fastball that got him for the first out of the inning, but then just things snowballed
he had
on
a great sequence in that at bat. You think he was locked back in, trying to control a lead, get deep in the game. But could use a quick inning here to have that opportunity to go another inning or 2.
Buddy Bouchiers begins to loosen now. Situationally, too, offensively, the Angels have had some opportunities to do things. They're even going back to the 2nd inning after the home run by Trumbo. Back-to-back hits and a double play ball and a ground out. First pitch swinging. Brandon Barnes. 0-1 count. The center fielder is 1 for 2. He singled in the 4th. Catella High School product, also out of Cypress Junior College. Breaking pitch lifted foul and out of play. 0-2.
Now you wonder if he'll come right back with a hard slider, expand the strike zone. 6 times in this game he's been ahead of the count. 0-2.
Off speed, got him. Down goes Barnes. 1 out.
Slow curveball. Well, a nice job as far as getting over that wrist and snapping his curveball. He's had a couple good ones of late. Last few innings, it's been a pretty effective pitch for him. It's the fastball that's kind of flattened out and stayed up in the zone. He's gotten hit.
This is L.J. Hose, the right fielder. Takes a curveball for a strike. Hose with a base hit and a run scored in the 3rd. Two balls and 1 strike. This is punched to the right side. Grant Green with a diving stop. 2 down.
Well played by Grant Green. Hose has hit everything to that side of the field in these first 2 games and hit it well that way. And a great job as far as his prep step to be able to make that play. He was in position to be able to get his body moving, dives, fields the ball, and throws that Hose at first base in the outfield grass. The important thing, that little prep step, as you get ready as a middle infielder to anticipate the ball being hit hard at you.
This is a 1-hopper to short. Ibar throws out Villar, and a 1-2-3 inning for Garrett. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Bottom 3rd of the order coming up for the Angels, down by a run. is down 5-4. And we'll see Nelson, Iannetta, and Green here in the bottom of the 6th.
Now let's take a look at that Carl's Jr. Sports update around the majors. Alfonso Soriano continues his hot streak, 2 for 4, but no RBI. 18 RBI in his last 4 games prior to today, but still 2 hits. Travis d'Arnaud makes his major league debut for the Mets down in San Diego. So far 0 for 2 with a walk. A solid job behind the plate, though, for the Metropolitans.
No RBIs for Soriano. What is wrong with him?
I think he needs a day off. He needs a refresher.
Slumping. Chris Nelson ready to lead things off. The Angels back-to-back walks to start the 5th inning and left 2 base runners stranded. Well, Bumper came in and got the next 3 guys.
Think about it. Soriano with 18 RBIs in 4 games. That's a good month.
Yeah.
18 RBIs for a lot of players.
Chris Nelson looks at his strike. The Angel third baseman is 0 for 1, a double play ball in the 2nd and a walk in the 4th. And truth be told, Alfonso Soriano was non-existent prior to that series against the Angels.
Yeah, he was struggling, making contact. What do you have? With 17 at bats, like 11 strikeouts?
This one's fouled back just above us. Oh, 2 count. Humber this year at AAA, Oklahoma City, 4.68 ERA. Working solely out of the pen. Fastball down and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and he looks like a different guy. Looks like
his velocity is much more consistent.
Just come out and empty the tank. You're a reliever now.
Yeah, as a starter, his fastball, 86 to 92 average, around 88 miles an hour, but out of the bullpen, majority of his fastball has been at 93.
Nelson fouls this one back.
I think he's trying to get us up here.
Right above us. Count remains at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes. Halos had a 4-2 lead until the top of the 5th inning. A 1-out single by Grossman, 2-run home run by Wallace tied things up at 4. Altuve followed with a single, and then after a strikeout of Castro, Carter hit one into the bank of lights. Cowgill in right field could not see it. Ended up going for an RBI double. Give Houston the lead as this was fouled off to the right. Two balls, 2 strikes still. Way inside, a full count.
Well, the one thing you can do if you get on base against Philip Humber, you can steal bases. Or at least put on some situational type inning, hitting run.
Three-two on the way. Check swing and went around. Nelson chasing what would have been ball 4. 1 out. Hey folks, Fox Sports 1 is now available on all major TV providers. Go to foxsports1.com to find out what channel Fox Sports 1 will be on in your area. 1 out, nobody on. It's Chris Iannetta at the plate. Inetta 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout. Takes down and away.
Well, he consistently away with his fastball at the knees at 93. Your approach as a hitter, drive the ball that way, especially as a right-handed batter.
This one's ripped down the left field line, and that is foul. One. Lifted foul and out of play. Humbers come in and just thrown strikes. 20 pitches, 15 strikes, 5 balls, 2 punch outs, 2 ground outs.
So important when you come out of the bullpen throwing strikes.
It's Kevin Chapman, the lefty, talking to Dennis Martinez, the bullpen coach.
Wearing a hat.
Did he not know we were going to put him on camera today?
I don't think so. I saw Dennis earlier today. I said, that hair is still the best hair.
I was just going to say, El Presidente with presidential locks.
He's the best.
2-2. Full count again. Grant Green on deck. Payoff pitch, and he walked him. Man on for Grant Green with 1 out here the 6th inning. Angels down by a run. It was very similar to the pitch that Chris Nelson could not hold up on.
Another walk for Iannetta, getting closer to that all-time record for catchers for the Angels as far as walks in a season.
Bo Porter on your left, Eduardo Perez, the hitting coach in the middle there. Doug Brocale, the pitching coach. Green doesn't like that call. It's an 0-1 count. Grant 0 for 2. Ground down into fielder's choice. The finals already throughout the American League. Boston defeated the Yankees 6-1. Baltimore over Colorado 8-4. Interleague action there. Tigers with a walk-off from Miguel Cabrera, 6-5 over the Royals.
And this is the 117th RBI of the season for Cabrera.
5+ weeks to go in the season. Green pulls one toward the hole. Villar to the backhand, feeds out Tuve, and they just didn't get his foot on there. At least according to Eric Cooper, 2 down. Green reaches on the fielder's choice.
That's not an easy play for Altuve to be able to field this low throw and still keep his foot on the base. At that point, no chance you're going to turn a double play. You're just trying to get that force out. Drags the foot on the base. Gets the force out of Chris Iannetta.
So 2 outs and a man at first, and it's Peter Borges at the plate. 0 for 3 tonight. 5-4 Houston here in the bottom of the 6th. Looks like Garrett Richards will be coming back out for the 7th. Astros have the top of their order coming up. Top of that order, the top 3, 6 for 9 against Richards tonight. But he has 7 punch outs and no walks. Down by a run. At least right now he is.
Getting a steady diet of curveballs, changeups for Borges. We talk about still trying to get his timing back. Not a bad point at any time during this at bat for Grant Green to try to steal a base here.
Oh, and 2. Pretty good crowd tonight on the 60s throwback night. Beatles tribute band Rain in a concert after the game. I heard Queen Nation last night was legit. Little dribbler over to third. Dominguez has it. The inning comes to an end. 6 complete here at the Big A. The Halos down 5-4. Combos for only $3.99 plus tax. Go big at a participating Jack in the Box today. And by Chase. Send money to almost anyone, anywhere with your smartphone. Chase, quick pay, so you can. Top of the 7th inning, and it's 5-4 Houston. Here's our Captain Morgan game reset. 3 lead changes in the game. Halos with a 1-0 and a 4-2 lead. Trumbo with a solo home run and a 2-run triple, and Brett Wallace 3 for 3. With 3 runs batted in. He'll be coming up. Hopefully he doesn't come up and do any more damage, but he'll be up second in the 7th inning with Garrett Richards back out on the mound. He had himself a 1-2-3 6th inning, second time tonight in which he has retired the side in order. Robbie Grossman, the left fielder, looks at a strike. He's 2 for 3. Couple of singles and a run scored.
Well, that 4-seam fastball almost ran in. Got Grossman.
Halos start to get action in their bullpen once again. 1-1 pitches outside. 2-1. Buddy Boshear's back up and loosening. 1, 2, and 3 for the Stros here in the 7th. Grossman, Wallace, and Altuve. 3 and 1. Ground ball over to Trumbo, backhanded, knocked it down. Feeds Richards, and the throw sails over the head. And fortunately for the Angels, it hits the screen. Trumbo threw a rocket over to Richards. So Grossman will reach to lead off the 7th.
One of those tough hops, similar to the hop that Trumbo had a field last homestand that got him on the bare hand, the throwing hand. Knocks it down. And the high throw. Richards a little bit late getting there towards the base.
And here's Brett Wallace. That's a hit for Grossman. And Mike Scioscia's coming out with a left hand hitting Wallace up, and already 3 for 3 against Richards. Buddy Boshear's is going to be 7. And sure enough, Garrett Richards done with one batter into the 7th inning. We got ourselves a pitching change. Houston on top 5-4. Hits allowed, including the home run of Brett Wallace. He had 7 strikeouts, no walks, and he departs with a man at first base.
I really like his fire when he ran off the field too. He's a competitor. He knows how important this start was for the club, especially after losing last night. I like that out of Garrett Richards.
Buddy Boshear's comes in for the 2nd straight night. Last night, 2/3 of an inning. 1 run on 1 hit. Facing Brett Wallace, 3 for 3 with a couple of singles and a home run. 3 runs batted in for Wallace. Home run he hit in the 5th inning tied the score at 4. It was his 10th of the season. 27 RBIs. Trumbo playing in front of Grossman at first base. First one high, and it's 1 ball, no strikes.
Wallace hitting 119, which is left-handed pitching.
Juan Gutierrez getting ready. Let's see another pitching change after this, as we play matchup baseball here over the last 3 innings. Angels bullpen now with a 15-20 record and a 4.48 ERA. 1-2. Looking for that first out here, the 7th. Leadoff single by Grossman, just the second time tonight in which the Astros have had their leadoff man reach. The other was back in the 3rd. He came around to score. 1-2 upstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Down goes Wallace. There's out number 1.
Good breaking ball. Shears to get a swing and miss against Wallace, who's had a fantastic game. Good job of snapping that breaking ball off. Nice curve ball. Wallace couldn't stay back and try to drive the ball the other way. Very good as far as his swing, especially against right-handed pitchers, hitting the ball the other way.
Shears stays in to face Altuve. 1 out, 1 on. Astros second baseman, a 1-for-3 night, singled and scored in the 5th. Pickoff attempt. They got him caught down. Throw is in time. That's the second time we've seen that in a week. Kind of an odd catch and tag by Eric Ibar. And maybe it's just because Mark Trumbo throws absolute gas to second base.
He used to be a pretty good pitcher in high school, Trumbo, with some firm fastball in the 90s. And you deal with the fact is you have a slight screen from the runner going closer towards that base, making it more difficult read as a shortstop catching that throw.
Never missed a game and a half as Altuve lifts out to right field. Cal Gilazero, as he got spiked in New York, avoids that here. Nice job by Buddy Shears. 7th inning stretch time. Here's the big A. Angels trail it 5-4. The Angels down by the score of 5-4 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. We were treated to a very special taking out the ball game. The Beatles tribute band, Rain. You've heard of them?
Yes, Ben Rain.
Yeah, they play Beatles music.
Yes, can't wait.
Yeah. The guy on the far right looks like Davy Jones. Maybe that's what he's doing now. No, can't be.
No, I don't think so.
Reincarnated.
Yes.
2, 3, and 4 for the Angels here in the 7th. Calgill, Trout, and Trumbo. Philip Humber back out there, delivers a strike. Humber's pitched 2 innings of relief. 2 strikeouts and a walk. 30 pitches thrown. 20 have been strikes. Cowgill tonight's been on board 3 times. 2 singles and a walk. 0-2.
"31 pitches for Umber so far, 22 strikes.
And Cowgill goes down swinging on the breaking ball. He's out number 1. Let's go back to our AT&T Twitter poll question of this series. Houston great as far as athlete. Earl Campbell, Nolan Ryan, Hakeem Olajuwon, and the lead continues to grow like Hakeem's height.
Earl Campbell is 13%. Look at that game he had against Miami on a Monday Night Football game.
Boy, if I didn't know any better, I thought you were lobbying for Earl Campbell.
I'm just trying to keep it close.
You want everybody to have participation medals.
Yes, indeed. Oh, that's always your favorite thing. That's your favorite topic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everyone gets a trophy.
And why not? Chow with a double play ball, a single and a walk. 1 for 2 tonight. Fouls this one back to the right. One ball, 1 strike. The Angels with 8 hits tonight. Astros with 12. Halos 2 for 8 with men in scoring position tonight. Stranded 6. Right, Humber just keeps pitching ahead of the count. Trumbo on deck. Humber came into the 5th inning after Keuchel walked Cowgill and Trout to start that 5th. They were both stranded. Difference in this game, the 3-run 5th inning, and more specifically the ball that Cowgill just lost in the lights. Should have been the 3rd out of the inning. Instead it went for an RBI double. But Wallace tied it up with his home run. Kind of a helpless feeling out in the outfield.
You know, when you can't see where the baseball is even going, you're just running to an area and hope that you could pick it up at some point. But that was hit too hard to do so. Overall, pretty solid effort from Garrett Richards tonight.
Full count.
And on similar counts against Chris Nelson and Chris Iannetta on 3-2. Umber has thrown a 4-seam fastball and tried to hit the outside corner. See if he falls in that same pattern.
Three-two on the way, and he walked him. Second walk issued by Humber. Second picked up by Trout. And here comes Trumbo. First batter that Humber faced in the 5th inning, and he got him on 3 pitches.
I think Mark's got to allow Mike Trout to steal the base here. Maybe you take 1 pitch. Trout with 27 stolen bases. Humber's allowed 4 stolen bases in 4 attempts.
Mark 2 for 3 tonight. Home run and a triple. Humber almost fires that past Wallace. Trumbo now with 78 runs batted in with his 3 RBI game. Tied with Trout for the lead. 0-1. He has stayed away from him on the 4 pitches that he's thrown him.
You can hack at that breaking ball. Well, you got to believe right now he's going to see a slow curveball off the plate. Going to go with the curveball.
Trout takes off. The pitch is high. The throw down is not in time. A stolen base. The man in scoring position and a 1-ball 2-strike count on Mark.
The 28 stolen base, picked the right pitch. Anticipated a curveball coming from Humber. And a good jump. Cashel with a quick catch and throw, but no chance of throwing that Trout in that spot.
So tying run in scoring position. Houston leading at 5-4 here in the 7th. Ibar on deck. One, two. Trumbo chases the breaking ball way off the plate for the 2nd consecutive at bat. 2 down.
This pitch was well off the plate from the get-go. Breaking ball. Good downward action to that pitch.
Ibar will step in now with 2 outs and Trout standing at 2nd. Eric grounded is short of the 5th inning against Humber. Overall in the game, 2 for 3 with a single and a double. Picked up an RBI as well. 41st of the year. Chapman the lefty, Josh Zeed the right-handed. Zeed pitched last night, did a nice job for Houston. First one. Ibar takes the breaking pitch upstairs. One and one. Oh, whatever. Doug Brocail has talked Phil Humber into certainly his work. Nice job out of the bullpen.
Always been a guy that lives on the outer part of the plate, and if you keep it down, you can be very effective in that spot of the strike zone.
We'll talk things over here with Jason Castro. Hill has picked up tonight 5 walks. Not one has scored. That includes the back-to-back walks to start the 5th.
Doesn't happen too often. Most times that comes back to haunt you as a pitcher when you walk batters.
Trout at second, the 1-1 pitch, and Ibar fouls it back 1-2. A walk and a stolen base for Trout. On board 3 times tonight. Grossman, the left fielder, playing very shallow against Ibar toward the foul line. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Boy, if Trout wanted to, he could just walk to third base. Even with a left-handed batter up, nobody really holding him on.
And if you can get there and you're going to be safe, it's not a bad idea because you've taken away one of Umber's best pitches. That's a breaking ball in the dirt. You can score on a wild pitch. You got to believe if Ibar reaches base, Porter will go down to the bullpen once again with Josh Hamilton on deck.
In the dirt. Full count out.
So you can afford to throw that breaking ball in the dirt when Trout's at second, but you're more apt not to try to snap that breaking ball off in dirt with someone at third base.
Three balls and 2 strikes. Here's the payoff. Ibar pops it foul. This one headed toward the seats. Trout back to second. Angels with a run in the second, 3 in the third, and at that point taking a 4-2 lead. Houston striking for 3 in the 5th. Garrett Richardson tonight, 5 runs all earned. 7 strikeouts, no walks. Allowed 12 hits, including the home run to Wallace. Another 3-2 on the way. Ibar shoots it to the third baseman. Dominguez, and it's over his glove. Trout is being waved in. Here comes a throw from Grossman, and Trout is safe at the plate. We're tied.
Dina Weaver being very aggressive, sending Mike Trout. Great speed, slides in, and avoids the tag by Castro. Grossman with a pretty solid throw. He's playing shallow, and he charged it well. Fastball up, great approach by Ibar. But you can see how shallow he was playing and how quickly he charged the baseball. Pretty good throw, but unable to catch that ball and apply the tag to Trout as he slides in with a tying run. Well, he may have been out.
I think so.
Wow.
But Chad Fairchild was hesitating for a moment there. I think he was looking for the baseball, and once he saw it on the ground, Trout called safe. But you're right, Grossman was playing basically a deep shortstop. That's how shallow he wasn't left.
And he was extremely aggressive, charging the baseball, and a really good throw for him. Wait, if he holds on to that baseball, he's going to be out. As quick as Trout is, Grossman was even quicker charging the baseball and making a perfect throw.
Oh, with Josh Hamilton due up, Bo Porter's going to the bullpen, the lefty. Kevin Chapman's coming on in relief. With 2 outs here in the 7th, Ibar getting in a scoring position. The Angels and Astros tied at 5. Ibar getting a base hit over the glove of Matt Dominguez, bringing in the tying run and put himself in a scoring position, representing the go-ahead run. Kevin Chapman, the lefty, is on in relief. 25-year-old native of Coral Springs, Florida, comes in to face Josh Hamilton. Chapman pitched last night in a similar situation to get Hamilton, and he got him to pop out into shallow right.
Yeah, fastball 90-94, but a very good slider. You'll probably see a lot of sliders here to Hamilton.
Chapman originally a Kansas City Royals draft pick, 4th round pick in 2010. A former Gator, University of Florida. Got traded back in March of 2012. Humberto Quintero deal. Hamilton 1 for 3. Single back in the second. That was off Dallas Keuchel, the lefty. Josh just punched it to left. Overshift is on. And that is skied to right center field. A towering shot, but playable for L.J. HOU. The inning comes to an end, but the Angels do tie it up on the Ibar RBI single, 7 complete. We are tied at 5.
Rethink possible. And by 76, we're on the driver's side.
Top of the 8th here at the Big A. We are now knotted up at 5 apiece. And courtesy of that man, Eric Ibar with the RBI single. 3-hit game for him. Mike Scioscia's gone to the bullpen, and it's right-hander Dane De La Rosa taking over on the mound for Buddy Boshiers, who actually did a very nice job of finishing off that 7th inning.
Yeah, very solid pickoff, strikeout. 3 outs. One solid inning. Now it's up to Dane De La Rosa to keep this tied and let the offense take that lead in the bottom of the 8th.
De La Rosa last pitched on Thursday. 2/3 of an inning. 1 hit, 1 strikeout, and 1 walk. Castro, Carter, and Dominguez for the Astros here in the 8th. Astros catcher Jason Castro for 3. Ground down, a couple of punch outs. One 0 pitch. There's a strike. Astros with 5 runs, 12 hits. They've stranded 4. The Angels with 5 runs, 9 hits. Halos have left 7 men on base. And now a battle of the bullpens, both of which had troubles all season long. the Angels really it's kind of manifested even more so since the All-Star break.
And still, we've said it a number of times, when you look at the arms out of the bullpen, the power arms that they have, you shouldn't see those numbers. De La Rosa has been very good against the Astros this year. This is his 7th game against the Astros. 5 1/3 innings pitched, no runs allowed. 1-0 mark.
56th game for Dane. Easily leads the Angels. Castro rolls it foul. It's still 1 ball, 2 strikes. 5-1 mark, 3.62 ERA, 54 2/3 innings, 49 punch outs, 19 walks.
It's a lot of games, especially for a power arm out of your bullpen. Certainly a guy that every time that phone rings, he's willing to take the baseball for Mike Scioscia and go out there and pitch.
Off speed. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Chris Carter, the DH, on deck. Bouncer back toward the middle. Ibar to his left has it. On the run. Gets him.
That's a very difficult play that Eric Ibar made. Must look easy. He's on the second base side of the base. A slow roller has to not only field that, but also be able to be quick enough to have a perfect throw to first base. Very difficult with that momentum going and still be accurate with your throw. It's an excellent play by Eric Ibar. He's had a great game overall, both with the bat and the glove.
Leadoff man retired. Here's Chris Carter, the DH. One and 0. Carter 1 for 3, an RBI double in the 5th. That's that ball we were talking about that Cowgill just never saw. 16th double, 62nd RBI for Carter. 1-1. The Angels in the bottom of the 8th inning have the bottom third of their order coming up in Nelson, Ionnet, and Green. Two and 1. Skied foul on the first base side. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
See if Dane throws a breaking pitch now. Carter this season against the Angels, 15 hits, 48 at bats, 6 home runs, 17 RBI.
Oh, we saw that double in the 5th inning coming on a fastball. Most of the damage that he has done has been on that fastball. Breaking pitch down the line. Nelson can't get it. They call it a fair ball. Carter will stop at first. Chris Nelson can't believe it.
That breaking ball that's hung out over the plate. See exactly that landed right on the chalk. Yep. Schreiber right in position to see that. Got the ball right.
2-hit night for Chris Carter. Here's Matt Dominguez, the third baseman. He's gone 1 for 3 with a single.
By the way, that's well played by Trout to get over and get to that baseball, prevent Carter from getting a double. Now you still keep a double play in order for a guy that will roll into a double play in Matt Dominguez. He's hit into 15 so far this year.
Falls behind here, 2 balls and no strikes. Big rip at a 2-0 fastball down. 2-1. Those are the reactions that you get, though, when you continue to put hitters in hitters' counts. And that's what almost on a nightly basis we've been talking about now for the last month, is guys falling behind in counts, not getting ahead.
I mean, Dane's focus has to be right on Dominguez. Carter does not run real well, so you're not even paying attention to him necessarily.
Went around. 2-2. Base hit by Carter down a third base line. The 13th hit for Houston tonight. Matches what they put up on the board last night. This is out to right. It's going to hang up for Calgill. He fires back to first base. And they almost turned a double play. 2 down.
Hit well by Dominguez, but read well by Calgill to make a play on it. Came in quickly. It's hit low enough that the lights were not an issue.
So 2 down and a man at first, and it is Brandon Barnes, the center fielder, up. 1 for 3 tonight. Single back in the 4th inning. Came right after him. 0-1. Carter with a short lead at first base. Barnes tardy on that fastball. 0-2. Chris Nelson, Chris Iannetta, Grant Green, the scheduled 3 batters in the bottom of the 8th for the Angels. Josh Zeed getting ready. And now the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Down goes Barnes. The inning comes to an end. We will head to the bottom of the 8th. Angels and Astros still tied at 5. Tie. Eric Ibar tied it up in the 7th, a single that scored. Mike Trout with 2 outs. Josh Hamilton then hit a fly ball to end in the 7th. And here in the 8th, it's the bottom third of the order to face Josh Zeed. Zeed came in last night and looked very, very good. 1 inning, 1 hit, 1 strikeout, no runs allowed.
Well, he had a real good fastball working last night. 92 to 97. Slider, changeup.
40,246 in the house tonight. Concert after the game. Beatles tribute band Rain will be playing. Folks hoping to even up the series at a game apiece after losing game 1 last night by the score of 8-2. Tomorrow it's a 12:35 start here at the Big A. Jason Vargas, the lefty, will be on the hill against Brett Oberholzer. Rolls right out the tongue.
Oh, no question.
Chris Nelson 0 for 2. Double play ball, a strikeout, a walk. And has the ability to drive the ball the opposite way, a long way.
Yeah, we saw that in New York, right over the 385 sign on a 10-pitch at bat.
Z's first one is upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes for the Vanderbilt product. New Haven, Connecticut native.
There was a pretty good jump ball between De La Rosa and Zeed.
You're absolutely right.
I think Dane said, yeah, he'd get it. He's got better hops.
2-0 pitch. 3-0. Exactly what you're looking for, the base runners.
This allows Mike Scioscia to do some different things.
Took something off in there for a strike, 3-1. You also have the option, if you want to, if Nelson makes it out, to go to the bench and bring in Hank Coggard, pitch hit. Lefty to face Zeed.
So far, righties are more successful against Zeed than lefties. Lefties only hit 188.
3-1. This is out to right field, a base hit. Leadoff man is on board. Good piece of hitting.
He's had some quality at bats wearing that Angel uniform.
Andrew Romine is going to come up and pinch hit here.
He's going to pinch bunt.
Yeah, exactly.
That's just a good weight shift and going the other way. His approach looked like from the get-go in this at bat was to get something away. If there's a mistake in, yeah, he could turn on it, but he was looking to drive the ball hard to right field, and he did so. You're more likely to see your customary step off from Zeed just to see if Romine's going to square around, but there's no doubt that's what he's up there to do.
Dominguez way in over at third base. Romine bunts it foul. Not only that, attempted at a what would have been ball 1. That's the thing. Sometimes you forget you don't necessarily have to.
No.
And everything is thrown up there.
Sometimes the most difficult pitch to throw for a strike is when a guy's squared around the bunt. Even though they're giving you an out as a pitcher on the mound, sometimes you aim the ball and you're not able to throw a strike.
Heard the old adage, throw him up upstairs, see if he'll pop up that bunt.
That's why as a hitter you track an area where you're not going to try to bunt if it's up above your belt.
Onus here is on Chris Nelson to make sure that he is safely extending that secondary lead with Dominguez playing so far in. And he's able, if the ball does trickle down to third, you can get to second base.
You got to believe that Dominguez is thinking he's going to take a shot at second base.
Strong arm.
Although it's going to have to probably be to the shortstop.
1 ball, 1 strike.
So a more difficult throw at times for a shortstop to feel from a third baseman if you're trying to have a force out at second. It's a different angle to throw the ball to, especially when you're coming in as a third baseman.
You were talking about tracking the baseball. And this is where old timers will tell you that the quote unquote sacrifice bunt, which many nowadays don't really care for because you're giving away an out, but that whole squaring around and being able to face the pitcher straight on, and you can see and track the baseball a little bit better. 1 and 2, and Romine able to put the bunt down as he takes a strike.
When both corner infielders crashing in to make that play at second, and it catches the corner. Still believe the bunt's going to be on, even though he's behind in the count 1-2.
Grant Green is on deck. Then back to the top of the order. The bunt. Beautiful bunt up the first base line. Just dinged it perfectly. 1 out.
Well done by Andrew Romine. Plays catch with the bat. It's a tough pitch to get down, but if you're to get a pitch at all and you get the job done, you want something down in the strike zone, even below the strike zone. It was almost as if their strategy, the Astros, was not the same because of 2 strikes. Wallace was charging earlier in that sequence, stays back, Romine gets the job done.
Go ahead run in second base. Grant Green at the plate, 0 for 3 tonight. One and 0. The Angels have Ernesto Frieri getting ready. Downfield at normal depth for Houston. Green lines one to short. 2 outs. Villar got a good read off the bat.
He's playing in the hole also. Reads it. Makes it look routine. Little top hand spin. Kind of Borges getting his first hit since coming back from the DL right here to give the Angels a lead.
0 for 4 tonight. 4 ground ball outs. Peter's just been pulling off the baseball quite a bit, especially on the off-speed stuff. Down to the dirt.
Boy, Wallace is well off the line at first base. Borges get one of those fastballs, just let the ball travel and just punch it down the first baseline. With Borges' speed, it might be a difficult play. Any ground ball in the infield anyhow with Wallace that far away from the base.
Ground ball to second. Altuve has it. We'll head to the 9th, tied at 5. look at our starters for tomorrow afternoon's game. Remember, it's a 12:35 start. Angels Live will kick things off at noon.
Red Oberholzer against Jason Vargas. Oberholzer, one of their prized prospects, getting an opportunity to start. 2-1 with a very good ERA, 2.53. Pretty firm fastball from him. 89-92 range, but a good curveball and changeup.
Here in the ninth inning, there's Mr. Oberholzer. Ernesto Frieri takes over on the mound for Dane De La Rosa. Ernesto trying to bounce back. 51st game, 0-4 record, and a 4.59 earned run average. He pitched Thursday at Yankee Stadium when 1 inning, had 1 hit and 2 strikeouts. A much better, cleaner performance in that 8th inning.
Yeah, he's got good numbers in his career versus the Astros. He's 1-0 with 4 saves and ERA 1.86. It'll be his 9th game against the Astros.
Eight, 9-1 for the Houston Astros here in the ninth. Hose, Villar, and Grossman. LJ Hose, the right fielder, 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored back in the 3rd inning. De La Rosa, by the way, 1 inning, 1 hit, 1 strikeout. 0-1.
Hose hits a lot of baseballs to the right side, whether it's the infield or outfield.
No 1 pitch. Swinging a miss, 0-2. Good numbers at AAA this year. The Orioles farm system. 3rd round pick by the Orioles in 08. Came over in the Bud Norris trade. There's the 0-2. Fouled off to the right.
A little too good of an 0-2 pitch from Ernesto. Conger wanted that fastball elevated.
Andrew Romine pinch hitting for Chris Iannetta. Conger taking over behind the plate. Still an 0-2 count. Calgill shallow and toward the right field foul line. Borges shading Hose to the alley and right center. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jonathan Villar, the shortstop, is on deck. Then it's back to the top of the order, and Robbie Grossman, the left fielder. Now the 1-2. Just off the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. There's Villar. 13 hits for the Stros, 10 for the Angels. Houston has stranded 5, and the Angels have left 8 on. Halos will have 2, 3, and 4 in the bottom of the 9th. 2-2 down the line. That's a fair ball. Calgill plays the carom. Hose is going to try to go to second. Ibar comes off the bag, applies the tag according to Ibar, and Eric Cooper calls him safe. Very aggressive LJ Hose.
And Calgill charged that ball so well and quickly throws it in. And another base hit that way for Hose. See if he applied the tag. Wow,
Yeah.
right there on the 2.
Can't you ask for help here?
He might.
Yeah, they might do it. He got him right on the jersey. Sure
You can
enough.
see it right at the 2. I mean, Eric Ibar doesn't react like that unless he knows he applied a tag.
As it stands now, it's a double. I mean, I guess all you can hope for is that Jeff Kellogg, the first base umpire, followed the throw in from Calgill and then was able to see a tag.
Well, if it's ruled out, Bo Porter might not be long for the game himself. But the reality was he was out.
Yeah, I mean, if he's out, he's out.
It's a pretty long discussion. Well, you can see the way that tag is applied right on the number 2.
And they're calling him out. And here comes Bo Porter.
And again, Eric Ibar, his reaction tells you that he knew he applied the tag. And Eric Cooper wasn't necessarily in that position to be able to see if the tag was applied, got the help, and he got the call right.
Again, it all goes to Jeff Kellogg in that situation, I would imagine, or the home plate umpire, Chad Fairchild, that you're following the throw in because of where Eric Cooper's at. Clearly the tag applied on the backside. It's difficult while he's on the outfield side of second base to see a tag applied. And that's all you can hope for is either the first or home plate guy saw some sort of tag.
And there's no doubt that HOU's made the right decision trying to turn it into a double. And it was a very good aggressive play by Calgill to make that quality throw, his 3rd outfield assist of the season.
Oh, we mentioned Calgill was playing shallow and toward the foul line. I was surprised that HOU's tried to stretch it into a double.
Yeah, at this point in the game, that's what you have to try to do. You have to try to get into scoring position.
Friere's got to get some throws in here so he doesn't cool down. Bo Porter is hot here. Now Kellogg is getting involved in the conversation.
Well, you knew he was going to react that way. There's no doubt. Again, another base hit that way by HOU's. Going to throw in. And you can see Eric Ibar right there. He doesn't react unless he feels he applied the tag. And the aggressive throw from Calgill. And the tag applied right on the number 2.
And as you watch that play develop, not that shot there, but the previous shot, you see Kellogg going down the first base line to make sure there's no interference.
And he could see the tag on the number.
And not only that, the home plate umpire trails the runner up the first base line. So
2 umpires have a better shot
at
seeing than even Eric Cooper did.
But at this point now, you've got to move things along here. You've made your point. It's not going to change now. And as a matter of fact, the umpires got the call correct.
Exactly. And at this point, the umpires have to move the game along. They're not going to change it now. They're telling him right now, make sure that Ernesto gets some throws in.
This goes back to the whole point we were talking about yesterday with the whole replay situation and the quote-unquote challenges. Let's assume for a moment the challenges have been used. If you're Mike Scioscia, all you can do is argue you can't challenge for a replay, so that call more than likely stands.
Well, and you wonder if it's the same situation where they don't get together again. I mean, there's still that option, but yeah, that's the thing. It's the oddity of this whole, you know, the number of challenges you can have during the course of the game.
Goes as a single for HOU's and a 9-6 putout for the first down. Now Friere, unless I missed it, didn't throw any pitches.
Threw a couple early and then that was it.
Here's Jonathan Villar, speedy shortstop, 1 for 3. First one's low. Villar had a single and a run scored back in the 3rd inning. Nelson at third base playing in on the grass. Trumbo back at first. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Soft speed pitch. 1-2.
If you're Ernesto, this is the guy you have to get. Yara with tremendous speed.
Two pitch. Fouled and hung on to by Conger. 2 down.
This fastball, lateral movement, gets a swing and miss from Ernesto.
So 2 down, back to the top of the order. Robbie Grossman, the left fielder. Three-hit game for Grossman. 3 singles. A strikeout and a run scored.
Grossman himself had a pretty good throw to the plate against Mike Trout.
Foul back. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, that got him right on the hand. And you got to remember, Chris Iannetta already out of the game. And Conger wave it off. Trainer Adam Nevela, but he wants to make sure, especially when you get that foul tip right on your hand, wrist area. Or square right on that wrist.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. 1-2. Halos in the bottom of the 9th inning with Calgill, Trout, and Trumbo due up. Frieri trying to keep it a 5-5 tie. Josh Fields, right-hander, getting ready in the pen for Houston. Now the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Down goes Grossman. The inning comes to an end. We'll head to the bottom of the 9th. 2, 3, and 4 for the Halos, tied at 5. 3 and 4 coming up here. I want to remind you after the last out, Angels Live post game presented by your SoCal Mazda dealers.
Let's have a fun post game for you down there, Victor. You and Tim.
Oh, from your lips to God's ears,
Yes,
Doobie.
yes, indeed.
Josh Fields comes on in relief here. 28th game, 1-2 record and a 6.85 ERA. Has 2 saves on the season. 26 punch outs at 23 and 2/3 innings. Made his big league debut on April the 2nd.
Fastball, 92 to 95. Curveball, changeup, throws a lot of fastballs. 70% of his pitches are fastballs.
Fields a Rule 5 selection from the Boston Red Sox. Originally a first round pick by Seattle back in 08, then got traded to Seattle. Pardon me, to Boston from Seattle. J.B. Shuck is going to lead things off, pinch hitting for Colin Cowgill. Cowgill finishes the night going 2 for 3, 2 singles, a walk, and a strikeout. First one is way inside. JB a 290 average. 15 doubles, 3 triples, a home run, 30 runs batted in. He's 2 for 8 as a pinch hitter this year. Former Astro. Off speed pitch. Catches the inside corner. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. One. Line to center field. The leadoff man is on board. Second straight inning in which the Angels have had their leadoff man reach.
Well, always a difficult spot for a young pitcher. Coming in on the road, a tie game. Makes a mistake there, a fastball, and J.B. Shuck once again with a quality swing. Base hit into center field.
So Mike Travel bat with Shuck at first base. One for 2 tonight. Couple of walks and a single. Dominguez deep at third. Outfield in a no doubles alignment all the way around. Castro, the catcher, asking for time, and it's granted. Base hit by Shuck, the 11th for the Angels tonight. First one to Trout. Fastball on the inside corner. No balls, no strike.
Outfield playing extremely deep.
Got a little flare, and you've got yourself
First and third. No question.
Altuve shading Trout toward the middle. Off speed, pulled over to third. Dominguez fires to second. It's the only play they have. Off speed pitch from Fields, and Trout rolls over it. 1 out.
Back in the second inning, Mark Trumbo. Off speed pitch from Keuchel. Dead center field. He's had a great game. Home run, 2-run triple. He scored a couple runs.
Two for 4 overall. Trout at first. Mike picked up his 28th stolen base in the 7th inning and eventually scored on the Ibar single and tied this game up at 5. High fastball, and it's an 0-1 count.
We're aggressive, trying to win this game with one swing for Trumbo.
Saw that off-speed pitch to Trout, got him to pull it over to third. Making a mistake up in the zone, might get punished. Fastball, ground ball to short. Villar feeds Altuve for one. The relay to first, inning-ending double play, and we're headed for free baseball. Top of the 10th, tied at 5. That's where we're headed. One, the Halos had a 1-0 and 4-2 lead early on, but Houston tied it up and then took the lead in the 5th inning. The Halos tied it in the 7th. That's where we stand right now. Trout, 39 straight games reaching base safely. Angels trying to snap a home losing streak, 5 straight home losses. Not only that, trying to solve the, trying to anyway, the Houston Astros. The Angels 6-8 against the Astros this season. Ernesto Frieri for his 2nd inning of relief. Brett Wallace, Jose Altuve, and Jason Castro here in the 10th. Ernesto with a single and 2 strikeouts in that 9th inning. Brett Wallace has had a nice game, 3 for 4. 2 singles, a home run, 3 runs batted in. Lifts the first one down a left field line. This one slicing toward the seats. It's out of play.
Boy, his approach is that way also. You can just tell by his swing. He's had 2 home runs this year against the Angels, both to left field.
th extra inning game for the Angels this year. Halos 5-7. Oh, 1 pitch. 0-2. For the Astros, it's their 8th extra inning game. They are 4-3 on the season. Going back to that leadoff single by J.B. Shuck, 5th time in the game the Angels have had their leadoff man reach. The only one that scored was Trumbo because his was a home run in the 2nd. No balls and 2 strikes. 17 pitches thrown by Frieri. 12 have been strikes. Altuve on deck. 0-2. Swing and a miss. Down goes Wallace. That's 3 straight punch outs for Frieri. 1 out here in the 10th.
Well, that fastball had some serious movement, lateral movement. Like Ernesto from the past. Stayed on top, created that lateral movement at 95, an unhittable pitch.
Altuve 1 for 4. Takes a breaking ball for a strike. Nice one on the corner.
Nice job by Ernesto recognizing that Altuve's always jumping on that first pitch fastball. Who will break a ball for a strike.
This one lined towards second. Green's got it, 2 down. And it's Jason Castro coming up now. Nobody warming up for the Astros, so Fields coming back out for the bottom of the 10th inning. Ibar, Hamilton, and Nelson scheduled 3 batters for the Angels. Jason Castro tonight 0 for 4. Off the plate. Just missing off the plate. 2-0. Frere's ready. 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss, 95-mile-per-hour fastball. 2-1. Tonight it's been Richards for 6. Buddy Boshears for 1. De La Rosa for 1. Frieri working his second. So I would imagine what you have left in the bullpen. Juan Gutierrez, who was up earlier in the game. Michael Kahn, for sure. Kevin Jepson, remember, got a comebacker hit his bare hand last night. And Blanton, who threw a lot of pitches last night. 2-2.
Saw Kevin Jepson. He was playing catch earlier. Didn't seem like it was going to be an issue in case Mike Scioscia needed him tonight.
Blanton went 2 1/3 last night. 4 runs, 4 hits, including the back-to-back home runs to Carter and Dominguez. Here it's tied at 5 in the top of the 10th inning with 2 outs, bases clear. Jason Castro with a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Now the 2-2 outside, full count. Chris Carter, Angels nemesis, on deck.
Yeah, let him get his at bat tomorrow.
Payoff pitch from Ernesto. Swing and a miss. Down goes Castro. 4 strikeouts through 2 innings for Frieri. We will head to the bottom of the 10th. Ibar, Hamilton, and Nelson coming up. Tied at 5. lead things off here in the bottom of the 10th inning. And he'll be facing Josh Fields, who gave up the leadoff single to the pinch hitter J.B. Shuck, but then got a fielder's choice and a double play ball. The Angels have hit into 3 double plays tonight. 118 on the season. Fields through those first 3 batters. Good fastball, mid-90s, and a good off-speed pitch.
Yeah, he's mixing some pretty good sliders.
Eric Ibar, 3-hit game, 2 singles, 2 runs batted in. It was this base hit with 2 outs in the 7th that brought home Mike Trout. That led to this 5-5 tie. So we blame Eric. 1 ball, no strikes. 5 runs, 14 hits, no errors, 5 left on for Houston. 5 runs, 11 hits, no errors, and 8 left on for the Angels.
Ibar's had 3 hits. Why not make it 4?
Two balls and no strikes. And right on cue, just in case this game continues, Juan Gutierrez getting ready. Two-0 pitch. 2-1.
I think Eric would like that pitch again. Patient, know he needs to get on base, took that 2-0, but he'd love to get that same pitch right now.
Grossman in left, shallow toward the foul line. Barnes towards the alley in left center. 2-2.
A pretty good changeup on a 2-1 count.
Two. Off speed, fouled off the left. We set and do it again. Josh Hamilton on deck. Field's a Georgia native, went to UGA. He was a Bulldog. Looped out toward the shortstop, VR. 1 away. That'll bring up Josh Hamilton. Hamilton 1 for 4, single back in the 2nd inning. Overshift again, and it's the shortstop, Jonathan VR, going out to shallow right field. Altuve moves over to short.
Josh Hamilton has done it before here, a walk-off home run back on July 6th versus the Red Sox.
Off speed, fouled off to the left. I don't think I've seen that overshift like that, where you take the shortstop, second baseman, and flip them over. But I guess if you're going to play that far out there, well, BR has that great arm.
I've seen Toronto put Brett Laurie out in right field.
Right. That's
on
right.
The shift.
Yeah. 0-1 in the air down the line. Grossman comes charging in. Dominguez goes out. This one's in the seats. 0-2.
Thankfully for those sweet seats. Otherwise, Dominguez might have a play at that.
No balls, 2 strikes. 1 out here in the 10th, tied at 5. Off speed, out toward right center field. Hose is back at the wall. Goal! Walk-off big fly for Josh Hamilton. The Angels win it 6-5.
to July 6th against the Red Sox and does it again. Another walk-off big fly for Josh Hamilton. In a home run number 18, an off-speed pitch, changeup. Boy, and Hamilton, that's all his strength to knock that one out. What a job. Great job by Ernesto Frieri also, but a big swing on an off-speed pitch by Josh Hamilton as he goes yard, walk-off variety. Stayed out over the plate and he jumps on it. And he knew he got it well, but on a changeup, you got to bring all that power yourself. And Josh Hamilton does so and wins the game for the Halos. This tough Astro club hung in there, but the Angels pulled out on a walk-off home run number 18 by Josh Hamilton. And he's down there in the field with Jose Mota. Josh Hamilton, the hero tonight.
Thanks a lot, Mark. You've done this before. It happened back on July 6th against Boston. Describe the feeling going around the bases, doing this at home, especially against a team that's been so tough against you guys.
Yeah, they've been tough. It's one of those things, man. It never gets old. So anytime you can do something to help the team win, especially in a situation like that, hear the fans roar, it's always a good thing.
Any familiarity with how he was going to be working you in that at-bat?
No clue, man. I always hit off fastball anyway. So, I'm up there looking that way, and if I'm ready for that, then I can adjust any other off speed.
What has been a key when you were able to adjust and drive the ball out of the ballpark?
Not trying to do too much, not trying to do that, but just barreling the ball. And sometimes it's hard not to try to do too much, but when it all works, it's fun.
Thanks, Josh. Well done.
Thanks, man.
Josh Hamilton, another walk-up for the Halos as Angels Live will pick up here very soon. Victor Rojas, Tim Salmon, Jamie Madger will help us break it all down here on Fox Sports West. Angels winning.